name's Steve Machuga. I'm the founder of StackUp.org. We have a program called our Air Assault program where we fly disabled or deserving veterans to events like PAX, E3, things like that. The idea is a lot of these guys would never be able to come to one of these, and we want to be able to bring them in as a way of saying, you know, not just thank you, but showing them that when you come here and you see 70, 80,000 people and cosplayers and everything like that, oh, look at all these people. I'm not alone out there.
I served for 3.5 years before being honorably medically discharged.
Almost 13 years time in service.
Spent 7 years serving my country.
As a corpsman in the Navy, as a HM3.
Gaming has brought me back from a really dark place. Gaming took me away from my problems and allowed me to express myself in a more functional manner.
In those hours where once everything's done, those chill hours, they're chill to other people, but they're not always chill to me. That's the times where you get into those dark places and all that, you get stuck in there. It's a good way for me to center on something, focus on something. It made those formerly troubled hours of the day, the hours that I actually looked forward to and where I was doing just fun things.
When I picked up gaming, it was a way to immerse myself into something and feel comfortable. Gaming just settled everything down. It put everything in front of me versus around me.
It's been just a great stress reliever, being able to escape from kind of reality, also kind of connect with people and like kind of break the ice.
Branch of service was Army, a retired staff sergeant. I was in for 12 years. So gaming really brings me to a place that I like. I think it gives us a starting point. We're in the same place when we're playing the same game. That helps you grow and connect.
There's a lot of veterans out there that, you know, try to connect through gaming, but then that also leads into the places that we've been to and the things that we've gone through and talk about that in a more positive light and a more healing light.
Gaming, in order to proceed, you have to be paying attention. So it forces you to maintain focus on something other than everything else that you're worried about.
I was Army, EOD.
U.S. Army Staff Sergeant. Started off as a NBC guy.
And they were all playing Mario Kart on GameCube. Finally, I was like, somebody put a controller on the floor. I have to try this. And then after that, there was no stopping me. Like every time I had a bad day in therapy or the pain was too much, you know, headsets on, got the laptop out. It became how I coped. And video games very much took me out of a dark place and made me happy again.
You guys are incredible. I mean, I never would have had this opportunity. You guys have been amazing. When I needed help, I had somebody to talk to. I have people to hang out with online, you know.
I genuinely had a good time.
Thank you for bringing us.
Yeah, for real. Like, thank you.
You got people who have to get talked off the ledge sometimes, and they can't really express that. Sometimes they never even say thank you, but I get a chance to, so thank you.
My name's Steve Machuga. I'm the founder of StackUp.org. We have a program called our Air Assault program where we fly disabled or deserving veterans to events like PAX, E3, things like that. The idea is a lot of these guys would never be able to come to one of these, and we want to be able to bring them in as a way of saying, not just thank you, but showing them that when you come here and you see 70, 80,000 people and cosplayers and everything like that, look at all these people. I'm not alone out there.
I served for 3.5 years before being honorably medically discharged.
Almost 13 years time in service.
Spent 7 years serving my country.
I was a corpsman in the Navy. I was a HM3.
Gaming has brought me back from a really dark place. Gaming took me away from my problems and allowed me to express myself in a more functional manner.
In those hours where once everything's done, those chill hours, they're chill to other people, but they're not always chill to me. That's the times where you get into those dark places and all that, you get stuck in there. It's a good way for me to center on something, focus on something. It made those formerly troubled hours of the day, the hours that I actually looked forward to and where I was doing just fun things.
When I picked up gaming, it was a way to immerse myself into something and feel comfortable. Gaming just settled everything down. It put everything in front of me versus around me.
It's been just a great stress reliever, being able to escape from kind of reality. Also kind of connect with people and kind of break the ice.
Branch of service was Army, a retired staff sergeant. I was in for 12 years. So gaming really brings me to a place that I like. I think it gives us a starting point. We're in the same place when we're playing the same game. That helps you grow and connect.
There's a lot of veterans out there that, try to connect through gaming, but then that also leads into the places that we've been to and the things that we've gone through and talk about that in a more positive light and a more healing light.
Gaming, in order to proceed, you have to be paying attention. So it forces you to maintain focus on something other than everything else that you're worried about.
I was Army, EOD,
U.S. Army Staff Sergeant. Started off as a NBC guy.
and they were all playing Mario Kart on GameCube. Finally, I was like, somebody put a controller on the floor. I have to try this. And then after that, there was no stopping me. Like every time I had a bad day in therapy or the pain was too much, headsets on, got the laptop out. It became how I coped. And video games very much took me out of a dark place and made me happy again.
You guys are incredible. I mean, I never would have had this opportunity. You guys have been amazing. When I needed help, I had somebody to talk to. I have people to hang out with online,
I genuinely had a good time.
Thank you for bringing us.
Yeah, for real.
Putting up
Like,
with
thank
us.
you.
You got people who have to get talked off the ledge sometimes, and they can't really express that. Sometimes they never even say thank you, but I get a chance to, so thank you.
ladies and gentlemen. Hanik 31 here with International Squad Knockout Tournament. We are in the relegation rounds here. It's full in Prague from Russia against Fear Academy. So it should be a great match. Fear Academy was the runner-up in the ISKT Open bracket, and in ISKT Premier bracket, Full Prague was second to last. So now they are playing against each other here. Going to be Kohat, River Toy Valley, and with me I have a special guest. Running Duck is joining me.
Hi everybody.
How we doing? I'm doing pretty good. It's what, late afternoon for you?
Evening? It's early evening. Yeah, 6:30.
6:30 in Europe. It's about just after noon in the East Coast of the U.S. So wherever you are, we're glad that you're able to join both of us. We have a exciting match here. Both these teams have had a long time here, especially over the holidays, to kind of get ready for this match. The other series of matches was White Fox versus Tactically Adequate, and White Fox, ISKT Open, winning both of those matches in the best of 3 and able to win that and take home the prize to be in Premier Division next season. So White Fox already advanced. How do you see this one playing out here, Duck, with Fear Academy in full in Prague?
Ooh, hard to say. I haven't seen too much of Fear Academy last season. I have seen a lot of the Russian team of Full and PROG, and they are good. They're really good all-rounders. Like, they have really good infantry gameplay and really good combination between infantry and vehicles. But we obviously gotta see how it's going to play out today on Kohat. Not the easiest map to play, I'd say.
Yeah, and we were kind of joking about it beforehand here, but this map has seen a lot of action over the past handful of months here. Both of these teams, all of these teams anyways, in the elimination and in the finals, had a map vote elimination, so we gave them basically a bucket of maps. Each team one by one eliminated a map, and now we ended up with Kohat, so it seems to be a popular choice here.
Always, yeah. I don't know why though. I don't like, people play Kohat and Kohat and Kohat, but I think Kohat is like, the vehicle use on Kohat is like so static and stuff that you can focus more on infantry gameplay.
Yep.
And use all those strikers and BTRs more for Overwatch positions, cover down the rally. So I actually think it's one of the maps which is easier to play, actually. And you have 6 flags, so you don't have bleed necessarily like on your Rivka, for example, where everything is for storage side. Here it's a little bit more static, a little bit more, you know, like you can get into the round more easy than on other maps where it can be decided more drastically in the beginning. So we gotta see how it plays out, how the teams are going to open. I really hope for a long match, actually, gotta be honest.
Yeah, and usually these matches do play out for quite a while, and main reason is because you can see as I pull up the map, there's 3 side flags for each team. So each team, there's no neutral flag here. It's pretty much you have to advance onto the enemy and try to start the bleed, because as soon as the Russians push up to Malak, which in this case the Russians full in Prague, so it's kind of national vehicles, national weapons here running in, but the US, who's Fear Academy, if they can push into Madzai, that's when the ticket bleed starts. Otherwise, if they neutralize both these flags and each team holds their specific one, that's where you're going to see this map take a long time. And when I called that White Fox Fear Academy match, I mean, they had great communications. Fear Academy did a rush. The Chikar Katas Russians, and I don't think I've ever seen that. They did it beautifully. So it's going to be interesting here to see what they've been doing as we now officially underway. We'll get you in the sky.
Yeah, depends really on that first rollout. A lot of teams try to push the other flag, like either Malak as Russians or Mod as Americans. But if that first rollout, if those first rushes get defended or don't even happen, then we might see a really long match.
So Fear Academy coming out the gate here. All the vehicles, looks like they had a big spawn. Might be everyone on their team, maybe a handful of guys waiting, but all the vehicles in play coming out the gate. And what's it looking like down there for Russia, Duck?
They actually have a little bit of a traffic jam going on. They've got a pretty slow rollout. I think one of the normal trucks. They use all the vehicles, both MTLBs in action too, and the infantry truck kind of blocked them a little bit. So they're a little bit later than usual, 20-30 seconds. Not that long, 15 seconds max.
Yeah, one thing that's going to be really interesting here to see just how this game, as it goes through development. Obviously, we're still in the alpha stages of the game, but seeing, I know a lot of people have clamored for this rush mechanic, how important it is to get out the gate. It's interesting to see what might happen with that at some point here, because you can tell that they might. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people, if you miss one thing or you mess up right away, you're instantly going to be late behind the door. And we hear some gunfire here going out from Crayfish and Amiibo. Looks like Crayfish on the optics. Amiibo. Maximum range.
Yep, definitely doing some damage there on, I think, what seems to be with Logi. Other Logi in the middle between the flags. Trying to go through the river to Modzai.
Yeah, you can see Daisy right here inside the vehicle in the orange health already, so they were getting shot coming across the middle flag, and they're going to try to rush it in right on top of it. So they've got 4 guys in there. They've got a vehicle coming in right behind it. They drop off some bodies. Vehicle Logic comes plowing in. And you can see Fear Academy here using mortars.
Yep, and that's exactly that. They're late. Like, full and PROG, they're late, and that's exactly was 10-15 seconds. They're missing out, and Fear Academy already is on the flag, pushing in. Striker, there are lots of infantry coming out in the scout Logi. I think that's the Logi. Yep.
Oh, and the mortars looks like it went right on top of their own unit, and Pinto destroying his own vehicle with the mortars.
Indeed.
It kind of works, though. It's a nice little roadblock, though. It looks like they still were able to get around, but it's not how you want it at the start.
That FOB here by Fear Academy is really offensive and aggressive too, actually. They're putting a hub right into the face of Full and PROG.
Yeah, you can see they're really trying to go all in here. They've got the radio, they've got the hab right next to it. It looks like Daisy and Vonlax are just sitting inside of the cap, just trying to get any kills they can as Digris goes down. Cross forces right on the other side. More mortars coming in for Fear Academy. So a lot of mortars flying in. You can see PROG now moving to the north on the hills. They're flanking around, which the vehicle here, Snare inside of it, no idea that they're right above him. You can see Sal King trying to dig that repair station, is about to probably go down here. Oh, and a rocket comes in.
A rocket going down.
Takes him and the repair station out. So a beautiful rocket. Snare now is going to have to try to focus on clearing out some of these troops.
No real damage on the Striker. Just, oh yeah, one rocket just hit the Striker there from the back, I think.
We got enemy meteor covering our southeast of our hat.
The setup for Fear Academy though is really offensive. PROG and Full, they will have to react on that. The Striker really will make it hard to push that hub away.
Yeah, the Fear Academy here just calling out. I'm trying to locate it here. It's Aibo from PROG, way up in the hills to the south. Looks like him and Virus are up in the hills. They're trying to get some flanking mission here. He doesn't have quite sightline there on Modzai, though. Looks like Aibo just trying to look at maximum range. He is engaging. Looks like Jakar Khan. That's how far away he's trying to shoot. Actually, he's shooting Malacca bad from those hilltops, so he's trying to pepper Fear Academy. At Jakar Khan is Modzai here. You can see Daisy now still alive. He's in the flag. Vonlax inside the flag cap. Fear Academy, though, not able to spawn, and the main reason is because Dema pushed right inside of the hab. He is damaged, he is hurt, he is half-life, but he is covering the spawn. So Fear Academy here in a tricky situation. They need to clear this out.
BTR is pushing up through the river right now, right next to that FOB. I think he wants to go for that Striker. Definitely searching for him.
So Fear Academy did have a rally down nearby. They do spawn on that, and now looks like that BTR you just called out is taking fire from the south and from the west.
That BTR probably is about to go down there.
And down he goes. Stormtrooper goes down, so the tickets will be advanced from that, and Frog with the kill. But you can see as he swing way down to the south, looks like mashed potato up on the southern hills with Kuttish, and Aibo now pushing towards them in the vehicle. Kuttish, though, on foot with the binocs. He's got the radio on his back. He is a squad lead, so he's calling out that this vehicle is nearby, as that was a Crow's Humvee. Not a Humvee, but an MRAP, I should say. Can't use that anymore.
Rip. There's actually down there, down in Matsai. It's actually quite interesting. Fear Academy using both strikers, having the hill next to Matsai to cover the strikers from the BTR 30 mil and the MTB 30 mil, and they're using them more or less as a spearhead to try to cover that hub. And they keep on spawning, they keep on pushing into Matsai and keep the aggression of mortars now going down on that hub here. The strikers,
yeah, right on top.
No, we're not.
The Academy might lose big time if they lose both strikers and the FOB. One striker going down through a mortar.
So mortars already playing a huge part here. Fear Academy has got these mortars, and down goes another one. Now they're trying to run into the flag here as Mercenary and Korsman are pushing in from the east. Oh, and the two more rockets in the Frog here, so if they can reload Korsman. I'm not sure if Frog will be able to get out of here. He is. He hits a tree, though. That's not going to be good.
That's not good. Mercenary and Cosmo coming up there.
Start panicking when you take a couple of those shots. And Mercenary sprinting, but now Arcape's in Extreme there to help secure the vehicle. But no! Mercenary gets him, and out goes Frog, flying out the top like a frog as he goes flying down. Wow.
Really nice rocket there by Mercenary.
So Fear Academy had 471 tickets before the loss of this whole entire area here. Now they're down to 409 to 460. Radio and Fob is still, or Fob and Hab is still up. A couple of guys spawn in. Snare goes down though, sulking. More mortars right on top. And it feels like Fear Academy is going to have to abandon ship here.
Another slight problem here for Fear Academy at this point. That is basically, that FOB here is the only map presence they have completely. They do not have an FOB at Malagabad. Both their lodges are at the main base, so there's only one rally point close to Malagabad. And if Fear Academy is going to lose that FOB here, they will lose a lot of ground.
Yeah, and it looks like PROG loading up some of their guys in a troop transport vehicle coming just south through the river. They might just be going to try to get right to Malakabad and just dropping off these bodies because they know that they've got this completely secured here. Here they go with about 5 or 6 guys loaded up. And like you talked about, they do have, I thought they had a rally down. Yes, they have a rally down.
Yeah,
but that's
one rally, yeah.
And finally a FOB does go down, but they need the supplies to come in to back that up. So Fear Academy went all in on attack, and now they got to organize a defense. So PROG.
Fear Academy went for a pretty like high risk, high reward opener, and it didn't quite work out for them.
Still need this Malak. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, all the comms here for Fear Academy. They're trying to coordinate getting that Logi here. PROG now moving in closer. They're in the northwestern side of the capture area. Zero and Smile are going to be the first ones on foot into the cap.
Thank you.
Just a little side note, the FOB close to Motsai by Fear Academy is still up, by the way. Somehow they went there able to fight it. So that fight is not over yet.
Very interesting indeed here. I wonder, the Hab is still up too, so it looks like PROG is just sitting there encouraging them to spawn on top of it. You can see the radio is damaged, so it has lost quite a bit of life here, so it's still functional. As another rocket from PROG comes in.
Crossing river to Malakabad.
So we'll swing back up to Malakabad, see how PROG is doing. They've got right in behind enemy lines. No one's even realized from Fear Academy they're there. And now Smile's right on top of the radio. Fear Academy Daisy going down, and you can hear Hound Eye calling out troops in the area. Smile being engaged. Takes out 2 that come out of the troop transport off to the east. Grenade throw by Pintu, throwing it near that fob of theirs. Smile, who is a squad lead, which is very bad because he doesn't have a shovel, but he knows where that radio is now. It's just a matter of getting some more bodies nearby. And it's just him and Kirication are the only ones on site remaining. Fear Academy pushing in and trying to clear everyone out. Voyager taking Smile down. Now Kiri, and he goes down.
Try and cover the west side.
So PROG, that small 5-man team, able to cause a little bit of confusion here in Fear Academy. They didn't know there was a hole in that defense, but now they're spreading out quite a bit more as that radio down by Madzai is finally being dug up by PROG.
Nice.
And right now it seems like things are going to stabilize a little bit. That first 10 minutes now have been a little bit stormy, but now both of the teams have FOB on their flags and they're more or less consolidating.
Yes, it's always crazy to me when I see like those type of rushes and how they don't work out. And these teams started with 500 tickets, and here we are. What are we? 12 minutes into it, and we've already lost 130 tickets on an aggressive push by Fear Academy. They're still down by about 40 tickets now, so a vehicle kill or two can swing this around very easily.
Yeah. So the Russian team coming ahead a little bit, coming out ahead a little bit, but not a lot at all. Like 30 to 30 tickets, especially that early in the game, is really not a lot.
So it blows my mind every time I play this map to see how much further and further and further these vehicles are engaging each other here. But Mashed Potato going down next to Jerzara, way next to the U.S. first capture point. He's losing. I think that was one of the MRAPs. Based on the tickets here, it's now 352. And this track vehicle here, driven by Virus and the Southern Hills, taking him out. You can see the range there. I mean, that's insane. That's we're looking over about 1,100 meters is how much that far range is. So Virus clearing that out. You can see Kaddish. So we hear a lot of comms. Fear Academy here. They're trying to spread out.
Yeah, it is where we gotta see Full and PROG definitely now on taking the initiative, trying to push into Malagabad from straight south. I gotta see at this point how the shootouts are going to work. If we look at the kills, Full and PROG are definitely ahead in making kills. It's 47 kills for them against 31 of Fear Academy. Always gotta remember that, to have the kills in mind here. Especially if it comes to those infantry engagements.
Yeah, so Fear Academy here really focusing on defense. They pushed out west. They're little light to the south where PROG is now trying to get in. You can see about 4 members of PROG there. They're now moving out to the east. So Fear Academy really focusing on spreading off the point, which is good because that's what you want to see here. You don't want to sit too tight inside your walls, because I've never seen someone hold out indefinitely when you dig in like that. So this river is Fear Academy here calling out. They might have a fob down to the west. So taking a look here, PROG does have some strong defense. I think the radio he was calling out, as I see a dead body,
make sure they don't sneak into Malak now.
Was the one way out to the southwest down here at Madzai. Well, they do have a repair vehicle, but Virus is taking some shots.
Yeah, interesting here to see actually that Full and PROG, they have 2 FOBs close to Madzai, so even if they lose the one which is directly next to it, they might be able to reinforce. Orders now going down on the FOB at Malakabad.
Yeah, Full PROG. I mean, both these teams really using mortars early on. Fear Academy has kind of dropped off, but Full PROG has been on point with these mortars.
Do we want to get mortars up? Yeah,
Thank you for the radio.
I can, yeah.
And in theory, I think they might be able to take down the radio, but that will take a couple of shells right on top of it.
So, Cap, do you want to use
It's like in 4 walls, but there's not really a roof on top of it.
Yep. And you can see they put a wall in front of it to kind of slow down enemy troops from moving into it. Buys them a little bit of time.
That mortar marker is the exact marker over there.
And they're definitely aiming for it.
Oh yeah, those are coming in right on top.
Wait.
So, Let's see. Seems like that first wave got pushed back, and P Academy now it's part in the match on Kohat where this chess will start basically.
It goes
Now
back
it's
and
going
forth for a little bit until someone tries to mix up their strategies.
Exactly. We can see both teams trying to test the enemy defenses and just poke a little bit here, poke a little bit there.
Yeah, as we look at the map here, it looks like PROG is trying to... They have a couple guys pushing out to the east of Malakabad. They have most of their focus still on defense here, and like you said, it's kind of... I think a lot of that goes back to Fear Academy not having that fob down right away on defense.
To the north side of Malakabad, watching the north side if they do anything flanking on there.
So Fear
Academy
Academy
taking a lot of ground west side. On the west side of the river though, spot wonder for Fear Academy. On the west side of the main river, pushing out to the west.
Yeah, and they called out on the squad lead chat that they had some bodies up to the north for full PROG. This vehicle, Samu Gun, who looks like he's in the track vehicle, he was kind of just watching the north, so someone ran into him to the north, and you can hear Thempo, a lot of comms here for Fear Academy.
We're gonna move to south.
They're calling out these vehicles on the road, so they're doing a good job of keeping the communications open. It's interesting. We have to see how they react though to these.
At this MTLB there is here Fempo and Imatsu, where both LATs trying to go for the hunt. Get that MTLB, they might be able to sneak up there.
Yeah, they have Daisy and Sulking here to the south. I don't think either of them are a lat kit though. They can definitely hear the vehicle. Looks like one is a medic and the squad lead.
The lats are here right in front of it.
Oh, so both of them are the lats. So they are going to just try to get in a good position here. They have the hill, which is the best thing they can do.
Red marker.
And that we might see a safe kill here. Will be pretty tough to not hit that. One.
There's two, and that thing's instantly gone. You can see the red health.
And Samagon immediately jumping out of it, knowing what is going on. He lost that MTB. It's a nice little pickup for the Academy, especially, I mean, it's 8 tickets, but at this point there's no bleed, so all assets you take out, everything. You want to take everything you can in this phase. Closing it out a little bit.
Yeah, every little bit's going to start counting here towards the end until one of these teams can do... And that's something that's always interesting to me. A lot of these teams, I feel like they spend so much focus on the first 10 minutes of the match and what they want to do, but there's a lot less focus on if we don't get it, what do we do then? So it's always interesting to see how these teams can quickly react as we look off to the east now of Malakabad, and you can see PROG has now got about 4 or 5 guys. They have a rally down behind enemy territory. They could really do to try to put a Logi of some sort, or a fob of some sort down in this location, as they're now moving in from the east of Malak. So Fear Academy has no one in this area. They have no idea that PROG is already behind enemy lines.
And they know about the radio. They definitely want to surgeon out the radio here. There you go. On the minimap now, radio mark is going down. So full Russian machine here, definitely aiming to take down that radio before attacking Malakabad. That might actually work out. They're so far unspotted.
Just keep telling me
what actually is going on far in the southwest? There is, like on the map, far southwest, close to Zara, it seems like 3 strikers are hunting down a BTR.
Enemy 6.
That is
30 mil is marked. Track south.
Yeah, that Stormtrooper again in one of these vehicles. He's looked like he was running for his life here. Fear Academy was using this area to kind of reinforce their vehicles. You can see Snare and Frog in the area, Mashed Potato chasing after Stormtrooper's vehicle. So down in the southeast here, he's hiding out. And that's what these vehicles at maximum range.
I was like, on Kohat it always gets ridiculous with the vehicles.
Yep.
They always drive somewhere totally ridiculous and play their own game. Ooh, at Malakabad, there's 2 diggers now. That Russian squad made it on top of that FOB. Full Russian machine just taking out one defender who tried to rush back there to the radio. And there's our Capsi coming from the east, but got a GL taking down that. Tobin, I think. I can't read Kirill, unfortunately. Little side fight going on here. But yep, Akaps is still there trying to GL them out. Blackbird coming in from the northeast. In that case, Radio is really low on HP. I think it's on the last save where Akaps will probably shoot a GL right into it.
Yeah, and Gutty just missing both those guys as now ISKT goes down, Akaps goes down, Blackbird takes down Gutty, so the fob save for the moment.
Billamy coming to spec it up from the east. The Academy really needs to hold on the radio. It's once again the only FOB on the map right now.
Yeah, and you can hear mortars coming in for Fear Academy. They were calling out this fob way off to the west of Mod's Eye, where Sulking, Daisy, and Sporky are now pushing. So these fobs, I don't think they really knew, the mortars really knew where this fob was located exactly, but it's over here in the tree line. So those mortars coming in, it looks like, I believe it was their first, halfway to their first flag for the U.S. So we'll swing over there, take a look at who is on the mortars as we swing by radio. And you can see Fear Academy here, Mashed Potato, Itaro coming back on there, BTR, going to get some repairs. That's Pintu and Cavalier here in the mortars. A beautiful location right inside the walls.
Ticket-wise, by the way, Fear Academy is definitely closing it out. I think they killed that BTR far in the east with Freeze. I don't see the BTR on the minimap anymore. And they are closing in on kills. Kills dead even now, 59 to 57. So, and that basically means if we look at the tickets, it's exactly 20 tickets that Fear Academy is behind, but it's exactly that one FOB they lost at Modzai early on. So it's definitely a dead even game at this point.
Yeah, and those kills, which were a little bit off, I think about 20 or so difference, is now come down to about 3 here. So Fear Academy narrowing the gap. I feel like when they rush, they're outside their element. They're very good at communicating, controlling the battlefield. But having done the same map against White Fox, the rush, they just haven't been able to capitalize on it the way that you would want to, as Gutty bleeds out right in front of X-Scout, but he is a medic, I believe. We'll get him up. So the fob still survives. Fear Academy now keeping a couple guys near it. They're not sure exactly where PROG is coming from, but that rally just to the east is the main culprit.
Got him.
So 30mm.
Just going to call that Fear Academy now. Doesn't really have to have much on defense because PROG's not putting a lot of pressure on it. It looks like they're trying to capitalize on trying to push this fob for PROG, which is out to the west here. Is Fear Academy really making it an effort? These mortars, this crayfish goes down to a mortar, so the mortars are not really hitting the fob, but they're, I don't know if they just don't know where it's at or if they're just missing the mark here.
You got that cap.
But Daisy, Sporky, Sulking pushing directly on it. Further to the west, looks like Thempo and Emerzu, those two LAT kits that took down the MTLB earlier.
Hunting for the MTLB 30mm.
That's Virus on this hill just covering that fob. So they might be able to get another 30mm kill. Not 30mm kill, but MTLB.
And speaking of 30mm, it's the Russian 30mm, by the way. The BTR is all the way up north to Chakakod. And probably trying to snipe out. There is an MRAP close to the main base. We've seen that a lot too on Kohat, that 30mm or both BTRs even going somewhere far north and just trying to do havoc behind enemy lines.
Yeah, it's hard to it's hard to keep track of all the vehicles in this map because it's so big. You only have a limited amount of guys, obviously 24v24, so you can't really afford to spend 5 guys out in the map scouting. You need to keep the focus on the points. But Abo just now pushing into north. Just checking these roads, just watching for supply runs.
They're only attacking one
Prague
side.
still trying to push that fob, but Fear Academy has bodies, a lot more bodies now in that area.
Tickets there.
It got spotted though. The 30 mil got spotted. It's marked on the map right now. But if there's an unspotted 30 mil somewhere in that area, it might be able to do really easy pickoffs just as it does right now. Taking down the MRAP there.
Enemies on motor 4.
That is, I think, 20 tickets down the drain for Fear Academy. That's exactly what that 30 mil, and now he's relocating. Exactly what he wanted to do, just pick something off and get out of there.
Yeah, cause a little bit of confusion, cause some... If a couple of guys can rotate to help take out that 30 mil, that might be the push that Prague needs to get in on this fob. So it's a cat and mouse game, a chess match, like you had said earlier. But no one really standing out here, just exchanging kills, exchanging vehicle blows, back and forth.
Just that, killing the MTLB pushes Fear Academy's tickets down once again. And there's a 40 tickets difference. With 350 tickets against 311 now.
Yeah, just as Thempo and Emerzu, the lat kits, who made all the way around the map here, got close to where Virus was. Virus has now moved. Looks like he's flanking a lot further out to the east now in the south. So they realize that fob is kind of more under control. He's going to try to get in a better position to help more of his men now as they're Prague trying to move across the river. Curication going down and Smile to Von Lax and Leo. So just a small 3-on-3 battle here.
Okay, probable hab is marked.
Ooh, Aibo over here in the 30 mil. It seems like he's stuck on a wall.
They're digging.
Right in front of the American main base. Yep, he definitely
That's not
is.
how you want to go out.
Nope. And there's Mashed Potato with that LAT kit coming up, and he will see. That is going to be an easy pickoff. Especially he's backed up by a striker.
I'll tell you, that sucks from experience, having to be the one to report. Hey, the vehicle's stuck on a wall. May or may not have been my fault.
You don't want that to happen, especially not in that spot. And there goes 2 rockets, and I think the striker might come in too.
Yep, and here comes the
there
finish.
You go. Take it out.
So 344 down to 316, and then Evil goes down for good measure. So now those tickets a little bit closer. So just like that, the lack of control on your vehicle, getting it stuck on a wall is a huge ticket swing, which this is just the first round here, so you want to get a huge differential between it to know what you have to work with. Keeping it close makes it very stressful in that second round, trying to do what the opponent did just slightly better.
And yeah, we're 30, about to hit the 30-minute mark, and it's still so incredibly close that it's still just 20 tickets difference between most teams.
Okay,
and
at
this point, it really can go in both ways' favors. It seems like it's like both teams trying more to take down FOBs right now. Nobody really pushing for any flags, and the vehicles trying to control as much ground and playing a little bit their own game. Interesting to see that both teams more like right now try to play, but it seems like both teams are happy with having their flags and trying to take down assets than over pushing for that lead.
Yeah, and Emerju Thempu and Kuddish here for Fear Academy way in the southern hills. So they're just trying to look for a vehicle. What's very interesting as well is that Fear Academy has a couple bodies to the north, up by Tog Sarai, waiting on the road, and these are lat kits as well. So Voyager and Dirty Morth, they just called it the 30 mil went down, and I saw in team chat they said 10-minute wait for the 30 mil. So they're literally just waiting here on the main road in bushes, waiting for that 30 mil to come back into play. So they probably have some sort of timer set up to know when to start looking out for that vehicle. But Fear Academy knows, having played this very recently in the ISKT Open Finals, it's really going to come down to just those big ticket swings, as right now they're not making a push at all to the south. They're focusing on just exchanging kills, controlling the map that way, so they're going to just go after that vehicle as soon as it spawns in. So an interesting strategy to just throw 2 bodies on the road and just wait.
Yeah, I think that reflects in the striker gameplay Fear Academy is showing here. The strikers are really conservative. Now we're 130 miles down, we're like pushing a little bit more to the west, but we're still so far east or northeast, almost. Like they really are trying to keep their strikers alive and not lose them. Because you can lose them pretty quick, 230 minutes, and that is a lot of tickets you don't want to lose.
Yep.
Possible enemies in Nipple Hill of Malak.
Prague still just playing very difficult here off to the east, trying to get back in to that fob. They keep getting ever so close, but Fear Academy has about a handful of guys there just to engage them.
Squad 1 should be 30 mil shitbox coming towards you.
Nipple Hill, Malak looks clear.
So Mr. Fellini here pushing on a rally. He could stomp this even though Blackbird's right in front of it. Oh, and a grenade gets him just before he can get near the rally to take it out. So he goes down to the north. Prague now, looks like they did lose their... No, they do have a rally still up to the east. So they're just keeping the pressure on here. Nothing in fully over-the-top crazy yet. This is just a very, like you said, slow, methodical. We're just trying to see both these teams filling each other out still. Not a lot of action being directly thrown. Both teams are just really keeping small teams here and there. They're not really focusing much of their units in one area.
Yep. That's actually really nice to see. And they're not like, nobody's overcommitting to anything. The same at FOB there at Malakabad. Fear Academy just has the right amount of people to keep Bull and PROG back at bay. Like, they're not overcommitting. They still have people in the southern side of Malakabad, in the cap zone itself. And that's a really difficult thing to do, like keep the comms there just to, you know, okay, we know they're coming there, it's not too many, we just have 2 or 3 people to push it back. And we're doing that just quite good.
Yeah, so Fear Academy with a small unit to the north guarding the road. Daisy sulking now here, just trying to move in towards the fob. Virus behind a vehicle repair station, taking some long-range vehicle fire. Looks like from the radio tower area.
I think it's a little bit northwest.
Oh, yep, you are correct.
It's like really, it's ridiculously far away.
I mean, that's almost 1,200 meters here.
Yeah.
Of what he's looking at. He's shooting all the way up to the north here in the H6 quadrant.
Enemy hab is gone. Enemy hab is gone. They're gonna pull a Logi truck towards Modzina. Take that Logi down.
It's not in a strike, and he's trying to relocate a little bit. To just have his crows watching out there. Because as we all know, the hitbox of the crow's tower is a little bit
Getting some flash, but we're still good.
messy.
Yep.
Say it like this.
Daisy should help you pushing Modzina.
And
So
he still has vision.
Daisy and Sulking here who pushed. They actually got the hab. The hab removed from the south half of the map for Prague. So this could be interesting here. You could see Fear Academy. So they do have the hab out here. So I don't know which one they dug up here. They just talked about how they dug one up. But there's one way off to the east still. So they might have put another one immediately down. Because that radio, they have no idea where that radio's at. But they dug up a hab here in the river.
And oh, the MTLB is going down, the MTLB at the south at the repair station, because the strikers finally pushed up there on the far southern hill. Interesting enough, that one striker here in the north was more or less just a distraction for the MTLB. So that the other strikers can push up the hill, and now both 30 mils are down, and those strikers might come into action at this point.
Yeah, and you can see Frog just to the south, pushed right behind it. So now they have control of the vehicle repair station. Kuttish in the hills off to the west. He has binocs, able to scout everything. And now you can see, I see in the team chat for Fear Academy, they have a minute 25. They have a timer calling out when that vehicle, that 30 mil, is going to be respawning. And now those lat kits are saying if a Logi comes by, we're taking it out because they can cripple the supplies of the Russians right from the get-go. So this could be a very interesting here. Fear Academy, if they can control the roads long enough, they're going to cripple the supply runs of the Russians.
And we can see the strikers now going more aggressively into Mozza. In the meantime, on Malak Abad though, the hub got taken down for Fear Academy, and there's a lot of struggling. There's a lot of down players inside Malak Abad.
Yeah, so Hab remove, Fob still up. So they're trying to change the focus a little bit by going after the Hab. And you can see Fear Academy having to respond using rallies. They do have rallies everywhere, though, so they got enough bodies nearby. If they can clear this out, though, PROG is really going to have to go strong on the defense now that their own Hab is gone.
We're on the enemy fob.
So Mashed Potato saying he is on the enemy fob. So they found the fob to the south. If they can get that, it's really going to be crazy here for PROG, because PROG is now trying to react. They're moving a lot of men towards it. Without the vehicle, though, it's really hard for them to react. And they're double digging this fob down. Hayes and Sporky.
What, we're losing Malak?
That's why we need
Hello?
to pressure the flag.
No, we're not losing.
Yeah, on offense side, it seems like Spear Academy is able to clear out Malakabad again. For the moment, at least. Last attacker is getting taken down right now.
Yeah, Fear Academy just using their comms to say that the timer's going up.
Both enemy trucks are on mod
Yep.
side. They can't have a fob now.
But they cleared out the main compound for Malakabad once again. And might be able to hold on that, so we can totally focus on what is happening down here at Mod Zai.
Strikers, cover red markers. Red marks.
And we should be hearing that Russian vehicle coming from their main sometime soon, I would think.
One striker swing out.
PROG probably just trying to react right now, not trying to focus on the vehicles, but at some point they got to be able to get those back into play. That's where they were at their strongest, using those at a range.
And now actually, after taking down that FOB and destroying the 30mm MTLB, the Academy is ahead in tickets. I had 20 tickets now.
Yeah, so great swing here, taking the vehicles out, controlling the roads, and taking and pushing the Fobs and the Habs. And now they have Itaru and Frog off to the south. They control the hills. So now they have a beautiful bird's eye view of Mod Zai.
Have a secure again, build up.
And full Academy, and they know it actually. They know they took down all the vehicles. They know they have a momentum right now, and they're using it. We can see the infantry on Mod Zai pushing in from the northern side.
Get in that logi.
They're actually using that momentum, using the strikers right now. Really, really patiently and beautiful played by Field Academy.
Make that happen.
Yeah, Leo, Reynolds, Pinto, and Cavalier using smokes, and they're just going to rush in there. I'm sorry, not Reynolds. So Reynolds is White Fox. He's the cam guy, a referee, but
just want to say, Reynolds is the ref.
Yeah, it's close enough. So now this vehicle, you can see a lot of dead bodies off to the southwest. This Hab has a fob right next to it, so Tennessee just guarding that. Samo gun spawning in, full Russian machine spawning in. PROG now really responding. They're also surprisingly still keeping a strong, aggressive push on Malakabad here. So they're using their rallies to push from the river up towards Malakabad, which is a great strategy because it keeps Fear Academy having to keep guys back when you know they really want to be pushing.
But it's going to be tough. Like, Fear Academy really has the edge here. It's going to be tough for Full and Project to push back into the cap zone with having the strikers just sitting on the hill in the south and being able to have free control and free reign over those infantrymen.
Yeah, and they still have Dima inside the cap. I'm not even going to dare say this guy's name. We're going to call him Kodo. I don't even know what those Russian alphabet symbols are.
That's Kirill, yes. Kind of tough to read.
As now he's pushing in with little to no health. And he goes down. So Leo and Seven here, both medics controlling. Dima, though, still inside the cap. So he's able to kind of stall that long enough. Hopefully they can get some more bodies in here. Fear Academy, though, reacting very nicely. They're moving in from the west. They're sweeping through the canyon. Obviously, they have eyes probably on that Hab. I'd have to imagine they've seen that by now. I'm really surprised that one of these strikers has not fully engaged that Hab. We can see Crayfish over here for PROG to the south. Just keeping eyes on, as a squad lead, just keeping eyes on these enemy vehicles, calling out their location.
Double BTR now coming out of Russian main, both BTRs. So those patient LATs might get a shot, so.
Yeah, and Fear Academy in team chat saying focus on the 30 mil. So now they know that they spawned. They have Emerzu and Thempo as well here, so they have 4 LAT kits trying to react to that area to move to engage. But what's interesting here, the Russians not using the road. They're going right off to the east. They do have Kuddish on the optics to the south, so he can hopefully call out that they're going to need to move. Actually, no, he has no visual on them at all. So Russia might sneak the vehicles in right behind them.
And it's so interesting to see the BTRs are coming out, the strikers, stuff on one side immediately pushing back to the east.
Abo takes one shot, and Mersey rolling up with his rocket. He hits the 30 mil, so both the BTR and the 30 mil getting engaged, and now here comes some vehicle fire on both of them. Thempo going down, and now Stormtrooper taking fire from maximum range.
Did you take down the fob? No.
And that's that vehicle, I believe, up there in H6. So he's already at a 3/4 life. Abo, if he takes one more rocket, he goes down.
No need to go back to main.
So a beautiful strategy here by Fear Academy, but now they're really going to have to focus on these vehicles some other way because they've completely abandoned what Fear Academy imagined they would do coming down the road.
Extreme, how much
And you can see 7 dead bodies on this hab by PROG, and Fear Academy inside of it with one man up, sulking. And down he goes. So PROG now able to clear out their fob, but those vehicles is going to have to be the focus.
I'm going away on the Malak north side now.
On Malagabad, by the way, there is fight going. It's basically a 1 squad versus 1 squad situation on Malagabad. The whole time, PROG trying to push in White Fox sometimes, because I'm receiving Reynolds there too. Fear Academy, Fear Academy, able to hold on. But PROG is definitely able to push in. Might be able, so they gotta be careful to hold on to the captain. They're not capping just yet.
You need me to respawn there.
I have a rally. The Russians have a rally to spawn off.
Copy.
I gotta keep that in mind. With all the pressure that Fear Academy pushes up on Modzai, they still have managed to hold their defense flag. Situation changed a little now. 30 mil is out once again. Really interesting to see how the strikers immediately went for the countryside, more or less, and get out as soon as the strikers, the BTRs came out of the main base. And I think the pressure for the Russian team is getting a little bit less right now. They're taking over the cap zone once again. They saved their FOB, defended that, and can try to spread out again and take this ground. That's a crazy match. There's like a lot of stuff going on everywhere. It's a really, really, really good match to see.
Yeah, there's not a lot of just... I can't really sit in one spot here. I saw Fear Academy just calling out the Russian Logi went back to main to get supplies. I see it is at slightly half health. So I don't think they engaged it. They want to be able to know that, have it come back thinking that road is safe and then blow it up. As Abo now pushing back out of Russian main, so he went back for repairs and now he's coming back through the mountainside.
Negative. Okay. Had some fun there.
So he'll come back through the hills. Fear Academy still making a strong push here on Mod's Eye.
Yep.
As now they're moving in from the west and the south and from the east.
Full PROG getting like a little bit less map control right now. They pushed into Modzai. I think they panicked there for a second and threw everything they had onto the flag. And that cost them a lot of ground on the west side behind their lines.
Yeah, you can
if
see
they're not careful.
They've got 6 guys in the flag, so they're really starting to turtle here and get inside. Just like you said, I think just reacting. They're not quite sure where Fear Academy is at, and they're just having to do what they can. As now the 30 mil is raining havoc down in Malakabad from a distance.
And almost picking off Vitaro in the striker there. He is close to the repair station. Seems like he's able to get out of the fire. Try to sneak up back to the repair station and get back to full health.
Yeah, a couple more of those shots and he'd be gone.
Yep. And that would be quite a blow for Fear Academy. They're still ahead 40 tickets, but that is nothing. Like a striker and those 40 tickets are down to 16 tickets. So they gotta be careful not to overcommit anything.
Yeah, so he's repairing the repair station right inside the wall. He'll just stay out of cover long enough, get some repairs up. So beautiful. I love that repair station right inside the wall. So great job from Fear Academy putting that in a beautiful location. And you can see here Stormtrooper, I believe, is a 30 mil. Yep, and he is now engaging someone else.
Yeah, there's also 80 next to it. Aimer's pushing close.
So he's just keeping eyes all over Malakabad. And here he goes again, engaging. He's at half life, so now Stormtrooper going to have to peel out a little bit. Abu kind of taken in as a BTR, taking some long-range pop shots. And Merzu, though, waiting on the road, takes a shot at Stormtrooper. And down he goes. So Stormtrooper takes a shot, but he has enough life to make it back to main. So Merzu almost getting a beautiful vehicle kill. And I think what's very interesting here is Dirty Mouth and Voyager, Dirty Morth, I'm sorry, not Mouth, who were to the north on the road trying to wait for that Logi, are now pushing into the hills. So this could be a huge advantage for Fear Academy if they can keep pushing.
Seems like they got spotted though. There is a rocket mark on the map there. We've got cross forces there a little bit north. Trying to hunt them down. So it seems like the Russian team. The Russian team is there aware of everything what is going on the map. They've got really, really good communications too. What did go down there?
I don't know, I saw a lot of suicide, so maybe a vehicle of some sort went down.
I'm not exactly sure, but the tickets now got closer a little bit.
Oh, what's interesting now, Stormtrooper, who came in from the hills, is not taking the hills now, he's taking the road. And it's the road that Dirty Morth and Voyager just ran away from, so they could have, if they were sat there long enough, they could have got Stormtrooper in that 30 mil. So, oh, wow, just a simple little rotation like that throws them off. And now Fear Academy still trying to push in on Mod's Eye here. As it looks like Malaka Bat, I always see a bunch of red dead bodies up here.
I do believe that Full and PROG, they had their own, yes they did, they had their own rocket setup over here on my position between US Main and Juzar, and they destroyed a striker here. That is the tickets that went down. We've just not there, everybody's, and that was with 2 suicides over here. I went for striker, but because we've been in the middle of the map, the mini-map I think only renders to 1000 meters, that's why we didn't saw it.
Yeah, the radio, the mortar radio is gone as well, so they definitely cleared something out in this area.
Yes, they took down, oh, yep, true, there was a radio here too. And we see 2 dead bodies here and a striker wreckage. So they did some work there too. So the Russian team do with that ambushy LATs. I think it's 178 to 199.
So you calling it, they had a 40 ticket advantage, and just like that, we're now down to just about 20. So a big flip here. The vehicle is very important. The fobs, obviously very important. So full prog still holding on Mod's Eye. Not a lot of pressure by Fear Academy. Fear Academy just taking pop shots, keeping a lot of guys focused down there.
Getting logistics for Malak.
And just unfortunate here for Dirty Morth and Voyager missing that 30 mil as it just went just now getting back to main. You can see it has red health. You can almost sneeze on that thing and it would explode. And now Virus and Crayfish heading out on the other 30 mil, coming right down the road, or right down the hillside. So Dirty and Voyager don't know where to go. I think they go south, no one's there. They go north, no one's there. They go north, and then someone comes from the south.
Yeah, that's like those 2 LATs. They're playing a really big cat and mouse game there. Like the LATs are hunting vehicles, cross forces. They're in the north of them. Squad lead 4 for the Russian team, hunting the 2 LATs. So everybody hunting everybody else, more or less. But it will come down to those vehicle pickups. Especially, it doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem like any of those teams is going to take the defensive flag of the other team. So it will come down to those vehicle pickups and vehicle destructions here.
And now Crayfish and Virus trying to get up the hill where Cuttish has the binocs and calling out locations. So I'd love to see how many meters and miles Voyager and Dirty Morth have ran this game. They've been on foot and alive for about 30 minutes apiece, as we're now crossing the 50-minute mark of the match. 192-176. Fear Academy holding a slim margin of victory here. As taking a look at Mod's Eye, looks like Daisy just getting inside, but that's the only presence for Fear Academy, as they pretty much got wiped here from the south.
Daisy set marker for enemy FOB. Give me a sec.
Duality is getting closer to their target. Brave is jumping out of MTB, I think, to scout around a little bit there. The other BTR is coming straight from the east. Going right into them. And that Voyager goes down. So that kill is, I think, not going to happen. One rocket going down on the MTB, and he's hitting him actually.
Oh, and Virus has to do a nice 180.
Yep.
Oh, and perfect right on top of him. Eagle takes down Dirty. So they ran all that way. They get one shot on the 30 to slow it down a little bit.
Unlucky for both of them.
And Crayfish and Cuttish, you could throw a rock at each other. That's how close they are right now. But Crayfish has no idea. He's right behind him.
Is the Academy bringing things a little bit further with the weaker gameplay? And there is now an MTLB northwest of Toxerai. PROG there sitting inside, trying to snipe out something. Not sure what though.
I think he's just trying to get sight lines from Russian main here, just to get right down that road.
Yeah, might be too. Like, Fear Academy is doing good in keeping those BTRs and MTLBs. They're not able to move out anywhere for a long time now. There's the second team of LATs pushing out northeast of Serai, Imazu, and Tempo. Going there again. So Fear Academy just trying to negate the Russian vehicles completely, and they're doing a good job.
Yeah, Fear Academy now using squad lead chat, calling out where the vehicles are at. They're seeing if they're all repaired or if they're out in the game right now. So they're using a lot of communication here to kind of, I think, probably try to focus on what we were just talking about with their vehicles, moving their vehicles in a more aggressive stance here. They don't want to get caught off guard, and that's how easily the tickets could swing. Stormtrooper now with that 30 mil coming back out, moving to the east, and mortars.
Okay, my squad's gonna push into Modzai. If we start hitting this, I want a striker or a truck or something from Malakabad pushing fast towards Modzai. We need to overwhelm that shit.
Mortars, I think, going down on that hub here, south of Modzai. Yes, definitely.
Just get it ready.
The Academy trying to mortar the FOB south of Modzai, and they're getting some decent Brits there.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the map for where these mortars are at. And they might actually be in Malakabad. Is that where they're coming from? I don't see them on the map.
I think they have to, yes. Right. I can check that out. Yep, it is Cavaliers sitting on the FOB in Malakabad.
Yep. So they're choosing to go with the mortars in a more secured location right on top of the control. You can see how the vehicle control and the hill play game control by Fear Academy has forced PROG back so far that they have no aggressive units to the north or the east of that river through the middle of the map. Everything is on the western side. And the hilltop is where they're trying to, looks like, control a little bit here. Full Russian machine leading his men on the hilltop, and I hear some more machine gun fire coming from Russian main area. As we swing over there, it looks like Frog pushed up on a Logi. Might have got the Logi, but Frog here went down eventually.
Yep, he did. I'm not sure if he got the Logi, but he went ultra aggressive there, I gotta say that. That is really, really close to the...
And that's what I'm trying to think. The only reason I could think of him just going balls to the wall like that would be if a Logi truck was coming out, and that broken vehicle there might have been the Logi truck, because if he took that out, that's a huge, huge thing.
Striker and 30 mil BTR on that far southern hill having a little bit of a standoff. Striker sneaked a good piece up. Probably waiting for 30 mil to give away its position. More mortars going down on that FOB here south of Modzai.
Yeah, this is the difference, too, between one mortar and two mortars. If they had two here, this could be pretty much down the half, and Fear Academy could be strong going right in here. There's two rallies in the location off to the east for PROG that if Daisy and Voyager here over here were able to push off of it, they could clear out almost all the spawns in one get-go. As the smoke comes out from Daisy, they're going to try to push across the river, and you can see PROG now having to react and use some shovels. They're just staying inside of that hab and digging it up.
Yep, they gotta keep the hab up, but they might lose that FOB. The FOB is pretty low on HP already, and nobody's repairing it.
You see it now, Daisy?
And that's one of the things that earlier, because Fear Academy pushed this fob, which was way out to the west, they were forced to move it right on top of the hab as an emergency. And now you can see why it's very costly to do that in the current gameplay style of squad. As a mortar can come and they both at half health, and there they go. All three of them go down.
Both mortars doing this mortar doing a lot of damage, and I think it will take down that FOB. If they can keep up the shelling, maybe they run out of ammo. It seems like they do right now.
And Daisy did push from the east, so he cleared both of the rallies near that hab. Now he's able to push down the valley here. If he can get one body on this, that's how critical this could be here. If they can clear this out, it's another 20 plus tickets.
On the southern hill, 30 mil Stormtrooper finds Itaro there. Itaro opened the fire and he goes down.
And there's a huge ticket swing that they didn't want. Now Stormtrooper helping them out. A 154 advantage now for PROG in full. It's a 14-point ticket swing for them.
Well, if the FOB goes down here, because the mortars just started up again,
and then we're right back to where we were.
That's a crazy match at this point, gotta say that.
So more mortars coming in. He's reloaded that. And Daisy now has eyes on it as well. So they have the eyes on. They have the mortars coming in. I'll try to keep an eye out for anything else going on the map here, but this is kind of the big turning point. If they can get this spawn down from Full and PROG, it's going to get very interesting here because they can go all in on this attack on Mod's Eye.
Yeah, and we can see the mortars, even if they do not take down the FOB right away, they're just keeping Full and PROG so busy at just keeping up the FOB that the Academy has easy ways to advance through the river. And we can see that there's a lot of the Academy infantry just moving up without any resistance.
Yeah, as Dema trying to get some medic bandages to get someone up, and he goes down. Digris keeping the hab up, but the problem is that fob just outside of it is really got to be close. I really wish I could see the life, how much HP that fob has, because that thing has got to be running on empty here. As a lot of Fear Academy now moving in from the east. Sporky, Darth, and Hayes moving in. Digris now moving up to the fob, so now he's able to dig back up the fob a little bit.
And I think another BTR died, actually. Yes, it did.
Bombarding again.
Full and PROG lost another 20-ish tickets there below again, even without that FOB, because that LAT hunting team in front of the Russian main destroyed another BTR.
So that fob able to get rebuilt a little bit. It's back up over full health, or at full health. As we swing back to the north here, as I saw that Kuddish and Frog. Yeah, Kuddish and Frog here in a vehicle as well, though. They're in the north with a BTR, but just to their north is Virus, who wasn't at 30 earlier. And you can hear now in the Fear Academy comms calling out they're hitting that fob perfectly with the mortars.
Yep, and they indeed are. There's a lot of people Full and PROG trying to get out of that hub, but they're getting obliterated by the mortars.
And like you called out, what this is doing is allowing Daisy, Leo, Voyager to now move in from the northeast. But the problem, though, is there's a 30 mil in the southern hills. That's Stormtrooper. So he's single-handedly keeping Fear Academy off of the capture point as PROG is trying to frantically protect their hab and their fob. And there goes the hab. So Gutty able to dig it right back up, though.
There's another direct hit.
Wow, just Cavalier just doing work inside of that mortar here. They're spot on.
And more. I think that radio can't take too many hits anymore.
Yeah, looking at kills, he's second on the team. Sporky with 35 kills. And the mortar taking in 17 kills so far. So a beautiful job on the mortars.
Tickets 111 to 128 in favor of Fear Academy. They can take down that FOB here. The doors to Motsai will be open, and they will have a 30 ticket, 40 ticket lead once again. Mortars Quieting down.
Yeah, there's no one on the mortars currently right now. They might be out of supplies. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it looks like they are. They're getting back in the Logi, and they're going to have to do a Logi run. Or they could be a troop transport here. No, that's a Logi. They're going to be refilling the supplies to get more supplies for the mortars. So you can see PROG having to react here. Almost our whole team down here within view distance of that HAB and that FOB, as they're now able to dig that back up to full health.
Overwatching outside of Malak again.
And that's what sucks, though, about those mortars. As soon as you stop, it gives that opening, and now PROG able to move off.
Yep.
But they had them pinned down beautifully, as you can hear this 30 mil Stormtrooper engaging.
K-30 middle can shoot us at Malak, watch out.
And they just called it. They can shoot him at Malakabad.
And I am not exactly sure that... I think that tech... Yep, Full and PROG are removing their own FOB south of outside, and I think that is the right call. They cannot take another pressure like that. They're removing it. I think they've got a full Logi standing by. Yes, they have. There is here at rally point 3 is a full Logi invader. They're sitting right there. And they're going to reset their FOB, which is probably the right call at this moment, because they just realized how much pressure they got.
And they can't see it, but I mean, you got to imagine when you're about 100 tickets here, this is when you really get into the critical. Make sure you're not giving up right away or anything like that. So now they're really focusing on saving some tickets. Since the mortars know where that's at, now it becomes another game of they have no idea where it's at. They're going to have to re-attack this area, and you might see a waste of supplies by Fear Academy, thinking that FOB or HAB is in the same location, but they have no eyes now in the south half of the map.
West of Mod, they have a full Logi standing by.
FOB are going down right in the flag of Modzai.
We got on their hat.
It's definitely the right call by Full and PROG. Got resupplied right away.
Somehow Amerzu is just alive.
Vehicle crews need ADs close to the enemy main base.
So he might be able to call out that HAB is gone.
I can scare it away if you want.
He probably realized, I think he probably realized already that there's nothing here anymore.
I'm asking, do you want my 2 ADs camping Toksarai or Russian main?
And it looks like they put the radio right on the capture point inside of a building.
If you need them, you might as well push them southwards with your marker.
Fine, yes.
So
yes, they did.
Full defensive on it now. They're tired of those mortars.
I mean, it can backfire too. Obviously, once you're trapped inside that compound, then it will get really tough to get out of it. For now, I think it is the right call, because I think they're just fearing to get scouted out immediately and get mortar shelled once again immediately. So they put it in probably the closest building they have right now. Is the cap zone. For now, it seems fine. If they, in case they get trapped back into the Modzai compound in that FOB, it will not help them, but now mortar's going down on that FOB position, the old one, again.
Yeah, Fear Academy just calling out that mortars are incoming Amerzu, but Amerzu should be telling his team right now there's no HAB there, that they dug it up. But those are right on top of where Amerzu was. So now he's taking another look. I think that you're about to hear the comms that there's nothing there.
The long distance engagement here of Striker was 30 mil MTLB.
It's clear to move again.
There is actually Fear Academy's Frog. Oh, sitting right next to the MTLB, but he got a 30 mil to the head. Tempo sneaking up there.
One rocket
hit down.
Beautiful job. So they've been all over with these lat kits. Virus has no idea where that came from, and too late, he goes down.
And Fear Academy able to stay ahead in this snow. I think we're safe to say we're getting into the late game phase here, slowly.
Yeah,
91 tickets against 118.
Virus thinking it's full auto, nothing he could do right there. Thempo taking him out, so full control now of the Northern Hills by Fear Academy. So they originally had control of the south, PROG took it back. Now they move to the north and take that back. Hayes moving in on Korsman over by Tog Sarai. So they're just kind of just moving around, venturing around here, just trying to find any type of random little elements that they can blow up or clear out. The old double drop shot, and Korsman goes down from Hayes. So the 30 mil now, the northern half of the map opens up for Fear Academy. And mortars now coming in from PROG on top of Moloch. So now full PROG using those mortars. That's coming down right on top of their fob. So that fob that PROG has not been able to focus at all on because they've been on defense, trying to hang on as long as they can. Now they're trying to get some mortars of their own back on top of that fob, try to take that out.
Sending my ATs towards Russian main, or at least close now.
We're engaging the 82 right now, so it might be moved back to the main base.
Copy. We marked enemy hub accurately.
And Fear Academy, that's all these troops to the north for Fear Academy. They just use a comm, so they're sending their lat kits, which it looks like it's Dirty and Voyager again, to the road. So they're going to sit there and wait for another ambush on the road to try to clear out some Russian vehicles when they come through.
How's Malak? Good.
Once again, yeah, patience. I mean, it's still so close. It's still like losing 2 strikers, losing 2 BTRs can have such a big impact here. That nothing is coming out. This is going to be attention to the last second here.
Like in a couple of minutes again, you can fuck it up then.
Both teams able to defend their flags. Let's see.
Yeah, and Emerzu just going down next to the fob that PROG just put up inside of a building. So now the great intel, Fear Academy able just to bombard that area.
It's inside building.
So now they're just going to use their mortars just to clear out the actual capture point. So yeah, you're right. This has just become a cat and mouse game now as we get down to the nitty gritty. PROG staying inside of walls. Fear Academy just has a lot of guys on defense. They're making sure nothing's going to happen there. It's really this team to the north for Fear Academy that's going to be interesting. Is Sporky, Sulking, Von Lax, Leo, Daisy all moving into the south. And it looks like a vehicle coming through the hills.
I'm gonna try and get to port of Mozai again.
By Tog Sarai. That's a troop transport. Taking fire. Your Zima going to have to fall all the way back. He's taking sporadic firing, and now he's kind of stuck on a hill.
Just watch out, they may try and be doing the same thing we're doing, sending full to attack one direction.
What's interesting here, by taking that northern hill, Fear Academy can really take pop shots at any vehicles coming down. Oh, and your Zima gets sniped out of the vehicle, so now the vehicle's sitting in the open with no one driving. But they can take pop shots at this hill, which might force the Russians down the main road right into their little trap of lat kits. So if they blow up this troop transport, there it goes. So there's 6 tickets gone. So it's going to be interesting here to see what happens. As looks like the 30 mil and the BTR are repairing back at main. They will probably roll out together. And if they take that southern road, they'll be in for a little surprise.
Mozai PROG started. PROG actually wants to mortar back there. They set up their own mortar on Mozai, starting to shoot on Malakabad to have a little bit of an answer to Fear Academy's constant bombardment.
And this is almost the same thing we saw with the Hab, though. If they can keep the pressure on with the mortars, these troops moving in from the west might be able to cause a little bit of chaos in there because PROG is not able to really push off. You can see only Virus is off to the north, X-Cout now pushing off, and Fellini. So they do have a couple bodies off, but for the most part, they're going to have to sit inside of these buildings and not move very much.
Yep. I mean, the hub is protected, but still the respawning forces will more or less be trapped inside that mortar fire. And you don't want to sit in mortar fire, and you don't want to push out through mortar fire. They have to go. So that is, I mean, it was the right call to reset that hub, but as we said earlier, it's going to be tricky. I mean, for now they should be fine, since Fear Academy is not quite there yet.
Yeah, and it looks like Kadish and Itaru now getting fire from the Russian main. They pushed east outside of their main in an unorthodox move, and Stormtrooper and Ado now fully engaging. Down goes Itaru. So there's some more ticket swing. Now Kadish is taking fire.
Oh, and he might burn out where he's trying to run. He has a striker.
The Stormtrooper at half-life. So he's going to have to swing back into main. And very unfortunate because Dirty and Voyager both have those lat kits. They're now just trying to push towards Russian main as close as they can.
Kaddish made it out there for now, but that I think what did we kill at MTB Tower and MTB? Yes, that is still 20 tickets.
So closer and closer this game gets here. This is a very, very close game.
Exactly that. Just imagine Fear Academy would have lost that second striker where, out of their perspective, that would have been a catastrophe.
Would have been dead even here almost.
Yep.
And I dare say that this has what might be one of the closest games I've ever called. I know you called one, I think, on the same map that went down to, I think, the last ticket. Someone dug a fob.
Yeah,
and
it went down to like a 10th second or something. Like
just
really, really, really close.
Just crazy. And you can see these mortars, what we were talking about. There's 5 guys, and 2 of them go down through a window. 5 guys inside of the hab room. And one goes right on top of Daisy, and he's going to be dead because of it.
Yep, there comes the team kill. But that's exactly that it is. If your hub is under fire, the mortar fire, it will get tough, and you will get trapped inside.
So we're now over the, what are we, hour and 12-minute mark. Both these teams just going to work on each other. 225 kills for Fear Academy, 179 for Russia, so you can definitely understand how those vehicles get so important. So PROG and Vader snuck just behind Fear Academy, Sulking, and Daisy, and Von Lax, who are now on top of the hab. Daisy pushing in.
They might have a chance here. They might be able to put the nail into the coffin. Mortars have stopped.
Daisy clearing it out. Daisy clears out too.
Lax snuck inside there too.
Oh, ISKT got a little excited after he killed Daisy, takes Dima out. But then Von Lax clearing him out from the window, or from the side here, and here comes the dig. The hab is half dug up.
There's no more respawn, so it's all up to execute to basically save that FOB.
PROG does have a rally nearby. You can see 5 guys running in from the south.
And execute going down. A lot of defenders now pushing back to Monsai, but that might exactly hear what the Academy needs.
So here comes the radio dig. Sulking now going for the radio.
Need cover. Coming down the hill.
Taking a look, there's no one directly nearby. Purification off to the east.
In the meantime, a striker went down there.
Can we get the spotter to the north side if they try to throw the PTR on the north side of Malakabad?
Oh, Von Lax clearing out the doorway on one guy. He's got 2 guys coming from both sides. Sulking digging for his life. Von Lax comes back to the other door, clears the other door, now from behind him. And he goes down. Now the fob is wide open. Sulking digging, and down he goes. Just that close. PROG almost had a self-implosion there. As Fear Academy had 4 guys pushing and did a beautiful job of getting all the way in. Sporky, though, right nearby.
In the meantime, Frog, inmate striker who was south of Modsai, got hunted down by Koto and Zerk over here. So tickets now, that's why the tickets got a little bit closer. It's 52 to 63 tickets, as close as it can be.
So that's why PROG was able to get right inside of this fob and start getting back to it. Uh-oh, Digris is inside here. That's not what we want here.
I'm not sure right now if Digris is digging it up or down at this point.
Hey, Digris, you need to be committing... Oh, fuck. I'm not in the wrong team.
I think Digris is just keep on digging it up at this point. I think the invisible digger there.
So I think he was trying to dig it up and get out of there, but at this rate, I don't want to see something like that come down late in the game. So we're just going to have him just have to respawn.
He respawned immediately there, actually, as soon as he broadcasted it. So, no.
So I know it's going to look fishy for Fear Academy there, trying to clear that out, but
Yes.
He's
I
did the
have
right
some
thing
of
there.
the-
It just the spur of the moment, you get caught there. So they're doing the right thing. He did commit suicide, trying to dig it up to get out of there. So PROG here able to kind of regain now 60 to 36. So definitely very close here. Wow, so now I feel like I have to regain myself here after so much chaos happened in that room. So you called these vehicles to the south. Stormtrooper and Aibo still side by side, being engaged at maximum distance again from Malakabad. So this will swing back up to Malakabad. You can see Fear Academy here, full control snare, sitting inside the BTR, trying to get some sight lines on those hilltops to the south. Taking a quick look at the map. All the focus is completely on these 2 points now. Fear Academy has no one else off to the north, no one else off to the west.
Pushing Malak, again.
Taro, marksman.
And there's a little bit of a weaker engagement here. Kaddish and Snar is sitting at Malakabad, trying to hide the strikers.
Fear Academy here just getting destroyed trying to push in back into Mod's Eye. So they're trying to just push back in PROG all over the hills. And that vehicle you talked about by Snare, the striker has a repair station nearby. But you definitely cannot lose that, especially now, 55 to 34 tickets.
Well, same for the BTRs, boss. You don't want to lose the BTRs at 34 tickets left into the game.
No, it's almost to the point where I'd almost take them out of the game or put them in some hardcore extreme angle to where you're not going to get shot from any flanking, moving, or anything like that. But
none of those teams are. They keep on insisting using the BTRs. And on the other hand, it's the first round. So even losing that,
Dirty Morph, you want to have 3 lat kills from 2 rockets, so sorry about that, Duck, but he just was right on here. He's right to the north on the hill. PROG here trying to get out of this hab that they aggressively redug back up. So Fear Academy exchanging some kills, but they go down in the push. They're now pushing further in back from the east. They've kind of got bodies all over here. Frog pushing into the southeast with Hound Eye and Pintu. They've got an aggressive push directly on top of Mod's Eye. Looks like Stormtrooper and Abu now pushing back towards Russian Main. Still at Malakabad near that repair. Mashed Potato in the MRAP, and he is all the way back by the U.S. Main. So that's how far back he is sitting with those optics. Just trying to do maybe anything he can to keep these vehicles for Russia to stay hidden. Now 48 to 31, so this is getting very close.
and it seems like the BTRs finally decide to go back home, yeah. Actually remarkable to see on Modzai how aggressive Fear Academy still is, even only having 46 tickets, and still decide to keep on staying aggressive.
Yeah, and here comes, look at PROG. They're loading up mortars and coming in just from the northern door. Von Lax takes out 3 guys in a line of fire. The mortars, I don't know why PROG is all of a sudden deciding to go for those, but grenades come flying in. Fear Academy is just bombarding this area with grenades. And now they're moving in from the south side. Sporky running right up to the door. Itaru there as well. He throwing another grenade up and over.
Kill two.
Itaru trades with Zerk. Sporky is bleeding, so he's just going to have to try to push here and try to get some kills. Tigris takes him down, though, so he goes down. A lot of close quarter action here. Leo and Daisy pushing in. Voyager and Hound Eye inside as well.
Fear Academy trying to jackhammer themselves into that FOB.
And now they've got control of that hallway coming out of the FOB area. PROG trying to spam it with grenades, get some team kills. So now 16 ticket difference, 37 to 21 here. Fear Academy getting a lot of bodies. It looks like they're kind of almost going all in here.
Yep, they definitely are. Daisy in a really, really good spot there on that northern side of a hallway, able to cover that door and basically pick everything up, just peeking out of the hub.
Yeah, what's crazy here is when it gets this low in the game and you still haven't won, you start thinking, crap, we need to do something here. And they are capping Mod's Eye now, so Fear Academy really just trying to just go for broke right here. As far as they know, they might not be winning this game, so they're trying to just do what they can to try to rush and get those last tickets here and hope that it swings it. 33-17.
They're rushing round for this defended Mod's Eye, so no more cap at this point.
So take a quick look at the map here. Yeah, I mean, this is all the focus. Russia has their vehicles back in their main. This is pretty much everything there is to do right now is on this hab.
Yep. Both vehicles, strikers, all the strikers are pulling back. Oh, one striker affected. But I think seeing all the down bodies as soon as they bleed out or give up, this match might come to an end here. Bravo are now pushing in.
Oh, wow. Itaru throwing a grenade in. This could be deadly.
Yep. And
the wall cover.
I can hear the Russian players just saying Granata, like all three of them at the same time.
So Daisy here using, oh, and he tried to come in the back door, and Itaru and Daisy goes down. As Abdulov just says, hey, how you doing? Here's a grenade. Takes both of them out, so the flanking does not work for them. 29-10.
And that is definitely more than 10 bodies here on the ground.
So it's at least a couple minutes here, and then this game, once they all bleed out, it's over. Sulking here coming in from the south, able to get up Hayes. So they have a medic on site for Fear Academy. So many bodies in there. 9 tickets.
And we can see Kirisation and Koto just holding the angles. Trying to grind out everything they can.
27-6, so they're just bleeding out fast here.
Yes, slowly bleeding out. Yes. I know, I think a medic respawned there.
24-5.
There's
PROG.
definitely a...
I don't fucking know.
There was one respawn wave here for PROG and Fulham. There's more people respawning, and I think the medic's starting to bandage people immediately. There's a lot of medics going to work straight away.
Wow.
And they're not going to bleed out for that.
So Fear Academy still has bodies on site. They have a rally down to the east. All they got to do is get 5 kills. But if they get started a strong push again on that tab, as long as so many guys are inside of there. Now 20-4. Fellini pushing the rally. The rally does go down. Fellini goes down.
But Fulham PROG trying to retake the side here immediately. And they gotta revive every single person here. Sitting on 3 tickets, 4 free tickets. Yes, nobody wants to give up bleed out, and I can't just believe it that they still are in the game. They retook the side.
Oh, Daisy, beautiful here in the field to the south, just covering the road. And he goes down, he's one shot. Sporky now getting shot.
At the moment, Fulham PROG is at the time there's that LAT team northwest of Malakabad as 2 Russian LATs are down and they're bleeding out and there's no medic close by.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of time here.
Yep, it is. There's a double BTRs coming in there.
16-1.
Hey.
Okay, Mod's Eye attack's done.
Stormtrooper getting sniped there in the BTR in the south.
Fear Academy just saying their attack on Mod's Eye is done, so they've given up here on this. They're just going to full turtle now. They think they have 15 tickets. They think they're losing. But they're going to win this.
Far south on the hill. Far south in the hill, there's a lot of BTRs and striker fire here. I think Stormtrooper is trying to get out here.
We got mortars?
Yeah, Stormtrooper trying to get up that hill, and I think that's that MRAP all the way back in J or wherever the heck it is.
Seems like it. Seems like it.
A couple more shots, and he's down. and that would be the game.
Yeah, start bombarding in Modzai.
Yeah, I think Full and PROG are on a time here anyway. I think there's people who are still... I'm not sure.
Oh, he's so close to hitting him. He's so close.
Going flying east.
Oh, I think he's got him now. Oh, he's too high.
He's shooting back, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Very low. He's advancing. He's hitting him. He's hitting him. He's hitting the MRAP.
Oh my god.
Too high now.
Oh my god.
There's a striker now coming up. If he can kill that MRAP. He definitely hit that. Oh, and Stormtrooper bled out there.
Oh
He
my
burned
gosh.
to death. Just imagine that. And there you go. United States wins the battle.
Wow, 14 to nothing. Wow, a very close game.
One kill. 40 kills, boys. 40
As
kills.
close as it can get.
And if he would have took that MRAP out, that would have been it right there the other way.
Yeah, and that
Oh
would
my
have been
God.
the craziest
Ending the go.
comeback in some the craziest comeback like full and PROG with that mass revive in the end
Oh
holding
my
just on
God.
and
Wow.
he hit it there for a second, but
So what was that? That was almost over an hour and a half round there. So a very crazy back and forth battle there. Well, I know I'm gonna need a drink after that one. That was a barn burner here. We got a 5-minute break. We're not switching servers, so both of these teams just taking a quick break, bio break, drink break, whatever, because that was a very long match. A 14-ticket win the first round for Fear Academy. This is the first of 3 matches, or potentially 3 matches here for relegation. Fear Academy, if they win 2 of them, they're going to be in Premier Division next year, and that would bump Full PROG down into the Open Division. Full PROG, if they win 2, they'll stay in the Premier Division. So, Handic 31, Duck, we're here with you. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back shortly once the second round gets underway.
later.
My name's Steve Machuga. I'm the founder of StackUp.org. We have a program called our Air Assault program where we fly disabled or deserving veterans to events like PAX, E3, things like that. The idea is a lot of these guys would never be able to come to one of these, and we want to be able to bring them in as a way of saying, you know, not just thank you, but showing them that when you come here and you see 70, 80,000 people and cosplayers and everything like that, oh, look at all these people. I'm not alone out there.
I served for 3.5 years before being honorably medically discharged.
Almost 13 years time in service.
Spent 7 years serving my country.
As a corpsman in the Navy, as a HM3.
Gaming has brought me back from a really dark place. Gaming took me away from my problems and allowed me to express myself in a more functional manner.
In those hours where once everything's done, those chill hours, they're chill to other people, but they're not always chill to me. That's the times where you get into those dark places and all that, you get stuck in there. It's a good way for me to center on something, focus on something. It made those formerly troubled hours of the day, the hours that I actually looked forward to and where I was doing just fun things.
When I picked up gaming, it was a way to immerse myself into something and feel comfortable. Gaming just settled everything down. It put everything in front of me versus around me.
It's been just a great stress reliever, being able to escape from kind of reality. Also kind of connect with people and like kind of break the ice.
Branch of service was Army, a retired staff sergeant. I was in for 12 years. So gaming really brings me to a place that I like. I think it gives us a starting point. We're in the same place when we're playing the same game. That helps you grow and connect.
There's a lot of veterans out there that, try to connect through gaming, but then that also leads into the places that we've been to and the things that we've gone through and talk about that in a more positive light and a more healing light.
Gaming, in order to proceed, you have to be paying attention. So it forces you to maintain focus on something other than everything else that you're worried about.
I was Army, EOD.
U.S. Army Staff Sergeant. Started off as a NBC guy.
And they were all playing Mario Kart on GameCube. Finally, I was like, somebody put a controller on the floor. I have to try this. And then after that, there was no stopping me. Like every time I had a bad day in therapy or the pain was too much, headsets on, got the laptop out. It became how I coped. And video games very much took me out of a dark place and made me happy again.
You guys are incredible. I mean, I never would have had this opportunity. You guys have been amazing. When I needed help, I had somebody to talk to. I have people to hang out with online,
I genuinely had a good time.
Thank you for bringing us.
Yeah, for real. Like, thank you.
You got people who have to get talked off the ledge sometimes, and they can't really express that. Sometimes they never even say thank you, but I get a chance to, so thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Round number 2, International Squad Knockout relegation matches here. We have Prague and Full. Well, I think Duck and I were just talking. I think they've actually merged now. They're just all Prague. Having a look at the tags. But in Fear Academy, the first round, barn burner, long, intense, back and forth, whatever you want to call it. That was almost over an hour and a half first round. Fear Academy coming out with a 14-ticket win. What was your takeaway from that first round there, Duck?
Ooh, that was a long round. It was a pretty long, chessy round too. I loved. I gotta say, both teams are pretty even strong. I loved how both teams used pretty much everything they have. They used mortars. They reset FOBs. They played really careful with their vehicles. The LAT hunting teams, like altogether, it was a really great round. It's 14 tickets difference right now. It's really tough to say how it's going to turn out. Right now, just not a lot to say. I think. I think the match is spoken for itself. I think so. But we gotta see in this round number 2 now. PROG playing the American side and the Academy playing the Russians.
Let's do this, boys.
Yeah, I think what's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously we know vehicles play such an important part here, and having those 30 mils on Russian are just devastating to most of those American vehicles. So it'll be interesting. Both teams obviously have played this numerous times. It's always interesting to me to see how teams. I always wondered if teams change how they play the second round based on the results of the first half. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams here coming out the gate. We'll take a look at Prague coming out of U.S. main. So again, they got all the vehicles in play. Interesting thing here is Crayfish
Don't forget to drop on me.
pushing to the north with his binoc, so he looks like he's just going to be completely on recon detail up in the hills. Back at the U.S. main.
Crayfish actually has its own squad with one person. The squad is called AFK for some reason, but might do that. From US main you can definitely see a lot on Kohat. Now let's see how that rollout is going here.
Yeah, Fear Academy looks like all the vehicles going down the road. So the difference here, Prague went up to the hills to the east and instantly started engaging Malakabad. But looks like Fear Academy is going all in as fast as they can down to Mod's Eye. We'll take a look to see if Prague, they do have one vehicle out way to the east and one way to the north. So this vehicle out to the east could be a little bit of trouble here if he gets in position before Fear Academy is able to get their vehicles to Mod's Eye.
Orders in the air for PROG here already, trying to hit Mod's Eye, and they're going down.
Yeah, here's the
right
mortar.
on that. Oh, Logi sees it though, was a little bit too early, the mortars, and there comes the first striker hitting the Logi of the infantry truck.
Any vehicles on mod?
Yeah, and that stormtrooper, he's already engaging.
Stuff mod up on the hill.
Alright, taking damage,
So the two mortars up and active, and that vehicle fully engaging as well.
And there goes down the Logi. That was a full Logi taken down, so Fear Academy, and I think they have not been able to supply that FOB on Mod's Eye.
And Prague coming in fast and heavy to the north.
I mean, east. Northeast.
You can see they just started spewing out troops.
Enemy strike up on the east of the BTR.
So just like the first round, it's a flurry of action here in Mod's Eye.
So FOBs going down. Yes, they actually have been able to resupply that FOB there on Mod's Eye, but that was a split second. Rockets going down. Another truck blew up over here. It's a couple of tickets lost. For Fear Academy on Mod's Eye.
Yeah, Prague coming in fast and heavy.
We're getting ganked by enemy vehicle by half from the east.
Prague has their vehicles in position everywhere right now. They're engaging Itaru and Frog from way from the north. They're now going to stop and fully engage.
West side, west side.
But they got 3 vehicles shooting at them.
Yep. Taking fire from all the sides.
This is just textbook vehicle play from PROG here. They have 3 different locations they're shooting at him from.
Repair station coming up.
They're a couple shots away from being blown up completely.
Rally points is marked. Red marker. Red marker.
Something what is kind of outstanding here. Well, let's see. First, how that BTR is going to turn out, if it makes it out there or not. Seems like, though.
Oh, and then he flips it. Oh, no.
That is paid for. He can get
Oh,
shot.
and he's moving. But he's gonna smoke out. He's gonna smoke out for sure. And down he goes.
There you go. If you check the map far southeast, there's a lodgy actually for the Russian Team of Academy here, and that lodgy went far south.
So very interesting here to see what they might be doing with this. I can honestly say this is the first time I've ever seen the southern half of this map used in such a way. Coming right down the river here. It's actually a part of the map you never ever seen anyone go because there's no reason to.
I think it's 463 to 455 at the moment. So Fear Academy losing that 30 mil. I think all 3 strikers, yes, are still alive.
That's what's beautiful here is the river just south of Madzai. Mashed Potato has a BTR in the tree line. Fempo and Emerzu, the lat kits from the first round, they're pushing Stormtrooper up near Radio Tower with those lat kits. So Fear Academy here, although you could say their vehicles, they took a splash right away, losing that 30. I think they've got a plan together to take out PROG's vehicles right away.
The 30 mil MTB is in a little bit of trouble right now. Getting pushed by LATs and getting shot at from the radio tower. In the meantime, the 30 mil MTB took down the 1 striker which was capping Chaka Cod. That's why the tickets are still so even. 30 mil seems like to make it out of here for the moment. Cosman and the MREP are chasing it more or less. Cosman here might be able to get a shot off.
Yeah, he's gonna have to hit something pretty long here to get something off.
But Snorri is going there. Empty MREP in the east might have an angle on it.
So this is where he might be able to lose him here, getting down these hills, and it becomes a tricky shot unless he gets stuck somewhere. So we'll swing back down south, see how the action's going. US did capture Malakabad. Madzai is captured by Russia, so now we're at the middle game here where it becomes a early chess match to see how these teams play. Looks like Fempo and Emerzu got their shots off on Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper is heading back to their base. And let's take a look, see if they put a fob or something down in the southeast. They did. They have one way down by Juzara. So I'm not sure if that's just there for...
I think it's just a repair station, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all they have there now is a dug-up repair station.
There is an MRAP on North Hill.
So it looks like they might be trying to control the southern half of the map. They can actually drop off some more lat kits.
North Hill on Toxarai.
North of main base of Toxarai. Radio.
I mean, it's an interesting idea to just put a repair station there in that river to repair enemy BTRs, so the BTRs don't have to fall back all the way southwest, but they can go to the east and repair over there.
Yeah, by getting that fob down too, it's interesting. They could have maybe put... There's a lot of comm chatter going on here for Fear Academy, but they could have put an ammo thing down there as well and just had lat kits running rampant in the southern part of the map. It really allowed them to control the southern hills and engage at a distance here, as it looks like there's still a lot of combat going on in the river. Fear Academy does have a strong push going on to the east of the river, just to the west of Radio. I wonder if these are lat kits pushing on Amiibo. No, they're not lat kits, but it looks like Daisy and Sporky.
No one holding west of Modzai. No one holding west of Modzai.
They're calling.
No, we can't. They keep getting shot by optics.
So Fear Academy here using chatter to kind of say no one's covering the west side of Modzai. They're trying to get scouts into those areas to watch flanks. Mr. Fellini from PROG is pushing in south of Modzai. He's right on top of it. So big hole in the Fear Academy defense right now.
Mashed Potato in that BTR southeast of Mozai is getting tagged here by a striker and VM rep actually over long distance.
Yeah, it's that northern hill where the 30 mil almost got taken down, but Snare was able to get away from there.
On that repair station. We need another supply run on that shit.
Roger, yes, coming in, mate.
Mashed Potato might be able to sneak back to the repair station and get into safety.
Yeah, they just said that they had 100 points only on that, so they need to get some more supplies back to that area. So Mr. Fellini for PROG just sitting inside of Mod's Eye, just calling out vehicle movements and everything else nearby that he can. You can see PROG. They're near the river to the north. Hayes moving in. Way out to the east, though. Looks like Daisy's trying to flank around way to the east. Dirty here is about to take down Abo. In the striker. Oh, the striker just rolls out to the north, so Daisy's going to have to try to get some more eyes on it.
It's going for Malakabad. We got infantry on one side. Infantry on one side.
Infantry on one side.
One rocket going down here on Abo.
Dirty reloading.
And we strike our east of Mozai.
Not going to be able to get another shot on. Unless Abo's getting a little aggressive here. He's looking right over that hill, I think.
Might have
Cross forces, sees Dirty and takes him down right before he gets over the hill. Temporarily saving Abo's life. But here comes Voyager, though. He has a rocket out, not a gun, and he goes down. So that's the problem there when you just run around with those lat kits out. You want to be able to shoot enemies. But here come the mortars now. Right on top of that vehicle that was getting supplied back by Mashed Potato.
And there is actually a couple of PROG infantry approaching from the southeast here at Mozai. And I think so far they seem to be undetected. Well, Von Laxnake and Spock here going into that direction. Now they definitely know what's up.
Yeah, now Toby nearby knows he's there. Zerk is right next to Von Lax. And one shot tap to the head. And grenade, or a mortar takes down Sporky. So Sporky going down from those mortars.
Get pinned to inside Malik if he's dead.
You can see Mashed Potato in the team chat using the 143, calling out the vehicle respawn times. So they're using the timers that kind of just keep track of when these vehicles are going to be back into play. Swinging back east to Daisy's unit here. Abo still alive in that striker. Looks like he's just driving around trying to find anyone.
30 mil MTB took down the MREP. Just on a side note, from pretty much out from the main base. Tickets 436 to 436, as even as it can be.
Well, Dirty gets another shot in Abo, so Abo now running back towards Madzai, or Malakabad, excuse me, where Fear Academy is on top of the enemy FOB. They dug up the HAB, and now they're on top of the FOB. Grenade comes in right on top of Sulking, but he's kind of got beautiful cover in between that window.
Trying to take down the striker and catch the enemy.
Oh, but that grenade goes right through the window and gets Sulking.
Negative.
And then a grenade goes off right behind Hayes. Surprisingly, doesn't take him out. Samo goes down. Full Russian machine spawns in, and he takes out Hayes.
Extreme, you need to get a rally down.
And for now, they should be able to save that FOB.
I have time, I sure will do that.
Looks like Abo, did he lose that vehicle? No, the striker's left in the middle of the road. Abo actually got out of it, killed Dirty Mouth, who was the lat kit. Bandages, gets back in the machine. And he's going to get out of there with the striker. Still alive, unless someone spawns in the next couple seconds here for Fear Academy with a lat kit. Abo going to be able to get that striker out of there, so a big win for Abo by jumping out of that vehicle.
Is everything from main base towards Modzai coming with a transport truck?
So let's swing down to Modzai. Let's see all this chatter you can hear from Fear Academy.
Yep, PROG definitely took over Modzai here. FOB got taken down.
Oh, wow.
And only Houndai is alive inside the cap zone. We can see the defenders all falling back now.
Itaro and I are pushing the
Hallucination taking down Houndai over here, and for the moment, PROG took over Modzai. There was that squad sneaking in from the southeastern side. They won the gunfight, and might be able to
make it interesting here for sure. I mean, they are capping right now, so Fear Academy, just taking a quick gander around, they have no rallies or anything. Nothing in this area for Fear Academy.
There's now obviously a really big rollout. There's a lot coming out straight of the main base. There's 2 LATs sitting in front. And they might aim for the Logi if they can take down that Logi. And they are going for the Logi. 1 hit on the Logi, 2nd hit on the Logi. That Logi is down, so there won't be an FOB coming up anytime
Oh my
soon.
goodness, the ambush on the road.
And they're taking down the MTLB 30 mil too. 2 rockets on the Logi, 2 rockets on the MTLB 30 mil. That is expensive, and that is no FOB.
And this vehicle's gonna, the 30 mil is gonna bleed out, I think, here.
Yes, yes, it is. It definitely is. So, there you go.
Oh my gosh, a huge turn of events. Modsai neutralized by the US. No Logi for supplies. They do have one. No, there's a troop transport. So all they have is a troop transport. And now they're taking fire from the southern hill. And they immediately disperse. This is just dangerous play right now. Fear Academy having to scramble.
And we can see the Logi for Fear Academy is sitting on Modzai actually.
And down goes the troop transport, and you can see PROG. There's a lot of suicides on the screen. The reason that is they're suiciding because they just got a fob up inside of Modzai. They're trying to get a hab up right now, and as soon as they do, you're going to see a lot of bodies spawn in.
And I think the 2 suicides again was the 2 LATs, which just destroyed the Logi and the MTLB. And PROG here able to take over the now 80, 90 tickets ahead. That is going to even raise up when they cap Modzai. They might to get more than 100 tickets ahead here. Big blow for Fear Academy.
Just amazing though, because what's crazy is Fear Academy wanted to do the exact same thing in the first round. They put the lat kits on the road. They wanted to just kind of catch them off guard, take down a Logi truck. The only difference was they weren't lucky enough. They didn't get one. And then here, PROG doing the same thing, except this time it works. They take out the Logi. They take out the 30 mil. And now Fear Academy only has about 5 guys within attacking distance of Modzai. And PROG is about to have everyone spawn in here. So it's about to be a waterfall. It's about how you recover here, though. They really need to respond. They need to get another fob down. So at least as soon as another Logi is available, they can get some sort of defense set up on Tog Sarai, and you can see the U.S. just capturing Modzai. So now a ticket bleed, the one thing we didn't see the entire first round in full PROG, able to get it here.
And yeah, just with that move, taking down the FOB, taking down MTLB, Logi Truck, and taking the flag now, PROG is ahead 110 tickets. And that is a huge lead. Considering how the first match went, that is a huge lead here. Comes down now to the question how Fear Academy will react on it. But they cannot do a lot. They don't have a Logi available. They can't set up an FOB. They eventually might want to take down their own Logi here, which is abandoned on Modzai.
Yeah, just not a lot going their way. Looking at the map, too, it looks like PROG found that far southeast fob that they had on the road. That's 20 more tickets.
I think he's just going home.
Oh, yeah, he was on top of it, but...
Yeah, there never was a hub or anything. It's just a repair station.
Yeah, so right now, Stormtrooper looks like he's just coming back to help out his guys coming with a striker back down. You can see
so Fear Academy trying to push back. They somehow got a couple of people here. They've got one rally point. I think it's one squad trying push back into Modzai.
Yeah, but look how this beautiful PROG though, just pushing off the point to the south. Zerk pushing in. He sees Sulking now crossing to his east. Takes down Sulking. Daisy flanking way out to the east by the river. Zerk might take down this rally without even knowing it. If he moves a little bit closer. Oh, he's going to move east. He's not going to see it. He's not going to get the rally. So Fear Academy going to dodge a bullet here temporarily.
Logi respawned in the main base of Fear Academy. Just no one decided yet to use it. They've got a radio set down in Tog Sarai.
And Fear Academy saying that they know that that fob and hab is in the same building.
They removed the mortar fob.
And if they can use mortars to take it out, that would be the time to do it.
I'm asking if we want to get mortars up. Their focus is the same badass position.
I can't at the moment.
Copy.
And the clock now is against Fear Academy here, behind 110 tickets, having the bleed against them.
Let's stabilize, boys.
But they managed to keep
Yes,
PROG busy here on mod side.
Let's
Yeah,
Really
Tog,
got taken down though.
yeah, I was gonna say Tog is under full control by Fear Academy, so they have the strength, they have drawn the line in the sand, so to speak. They have taken that point back, so they have a defense. Now it becomes they need to somehow react and take down PROG. They did it once. I mean, last round they had a beautiful push at the end of the game when they knew they had to go all in, and now it's got to be to that point again, though. They need the aggressiveness to come back out. They need to get a push, take back Mod Zai. And what's interesting usually is when teams take an aggressive point like this, it sometimes opens the door for a back cap as well. So if they can get some sort of spawn back here by Mod Zai, or they can basically get Mod Zai and Malakabat at the same time if they try to. So it really comes down to a coordinated effort. As you can see, PROG has nothing. They have removed all their fobs, all their habs back here at Malakabat. There's nothing up here for them. They're all in on defense on Mod Zai, so they just need a strong, coordinated push to get inside of these buildings, and they could swing this around very easily.
striker coming back to US main.
But they don't have a lot of time to keep waiting around, though.
30 mil might stumble over that FOB now.
How are we doing on the vehicle warfare?
Seems like in the southeast.
Shit. Took one on run and grab, lost both 30 mils.
Okay.
Right, 30 mil going straight by the repair station in that far south and east area. Probably the repair station was not built up. Let me check that quickly. It basically just flew by straight next to the repair station. But if the repair station even is constructed. Oh no, wait, it's the 30 mil repair station. Haha. The Russian repair station, so that's why it doesn't do anything there. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, so Itaru and Frog, they're this great two-man team. They'll get the binocs out, their call positions. They do a beautiful job at using that, and that's one thing I love seeing is the two-man vehicle teams. A lot of times people throw one body in there, and you're at such a huge disadvantage when you do that. Looks like Samo heading back to his base in a very damaged MRAP will basically be able to escape here, save some tickets for PROG.
Okay, Cap.
I think it like the 2-man, 1-man depends a little bit on the map. I think on Kohat you can definitely 1-man them, especially strikers, since you use them a lot static. But on Yorivka, for example, 2-man will definitely be more advantages. In general, I love seeing 2-man vehicles too. So this BTR 30 mil sitting there in the east, trying to pick off whatever he can. And Full and PROG seems like they don't want to go for tops, alright. They will just sit out there. I think they know pretty exactly. They did a good move there. They didn't lose too many strikers up to that point. They have mod size secured, so they'll probably try to just sit it out on it, keep them down. They know 14 tickets is not a high loss, and if they just keep on sitting it out on mod side, they might be able to sail it home at this point.
So if that shit's clear, we're gonna bum rush with a BTR or something for its mod.
Oh, Itaru and Frog are on the southern road here. They're actually engaging Abo. But right down the road from Abo is the Logi, or from Itaru and Frog is a Logi truck that Kodo jumps out of. So that Logi truck, Itaru and Frog do not see it yet. Abo is very hurt. Now they see the Logi. Logi goes down.
There's Kodo laying, and there might come a rocket down. There you go, first rocket going down. And that might actually empower Aibo to do some damage on the 30 mil himself. Because there goes the second rocket down.
So now they're at half health. Abo, I believe, was about the same. So hopefully they don't get that thing stuck here as they try to go over the wall.
You can take the shit box from me if you want.
They're getting over there.
Okay, listen up. So
Abo has slightly more health. He's now looks like he's trying to move a little bit.
Defensive if we want to win this, correct? So
And that's where that repair station in the southeast comes in handy for the BTR.
Yeah, you can get right back in the action.
Yep. And for now on Modzai, not a lot hacking on Modzai itself. We can see Full and PROG, they just take all the ground they can. And the Academy slowly starting to move up from Toxarai.
Striker coming to your north.
Yeah, PROG everywhere here, pushing off of Modzai.
If we're able to take down enemy vehicles and maybe take them all out, then we'll see what the next plan is, okay?
Fear Academy here in the squad lead chat, putting much of their focus on vehicles here. They're trying to coordinate aggressively pushing these vehicles. They know they need to take the vehicles out to be able to do any sort of flanking or maneuvering on these hills, just based on the sight lines. As Mashed Potato engaging here from a distance. And look at the response though from PROG on Ichiru and Frog. Abo pushing up the hill. They have Crayfish coming with Stormtrooper and another striker. Kodo pushing towards where they went, and the difference too though, Stormtrooper was the one that knew where this repair station was at, so they know right where they're going to be more than likely.
Don't move on the hills.
The question is, Stormtrooper realized that there is a repair station, if he scouted it or not.
Well, he was the one earlier who was right next to that repair station, so he knows it's there as long as he remembers it. But it looks like with the way Kodo's going that way and the way Ado is going up and over the hill, you'd have to think that they know that that's probably where they're at.
I'm not exactly sure if he scouted it. Like, if he came down the road, I mean, if he scouts the repair station, why not take out the FOB immediately?
Well, that's what I called earlier. He came right down the river and drove right by it. I just don't know if maybe when he was driving, he knew the radio was there. He saw the repair station, obviously, but I don't think he knew anywhere near where the radio station was, and that was right at the time that PROG was pushing Modzai.
I think Stormtrooper came down the hill, actually, not through the river.
Well, here he comes right now, though. He's coming right in that region.
And he's going up the hill, and that's exactly the point. I don't think he knows about the 30 mil down there at the repair station. And Frog and Itaro definitely hear them. So we gotta see how that's playing out. See Mark going down, Striker Mark going down on that Striker.
They pick up Kodo as well, so Kodo doesn't have any ammo, but he has a shovel, so if they do find this vehicle... Mashed Potato saying a minute 26 here, so that must have been the Logi that they took out from PROG here. Now looks like 130 tickets almost difference.
On Modzai, still not a lot happening. Fear Academy getting closer, but they're still a little bit far off. First skirmish is going on the western hill of Modzai. So we can still focus on that vehicle. Settle there. The Striker does not know about the repair station. They're just driving off. I just don't know about it. And the 30 mil will like the Striker crews now think the 30 mil after taking 2 hits will go back all the way to main base.
Yeah.
Or maybe camp for them, so the Striker team is pretty careful, but the 30 mil will come up behind them once again. There's actually a nice little touch there.
Wow. Yeah, just a beautiful positioning. Abo for PROG heading back to main for repairs.
Directly south of you on the hill on the marks.
Fear Academy now looks like they have some bodies to the north of Modzai. They're trying to focus more on the north side moving in. Toby here moving in from the southwest side, where it looks like PROG has about 3 guys, a small little team. These small teams have been very prominent for both teams this match, choosing to forego the large movement of 8 or 9 guys and sticking more to 3 or 4 man teams.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see if you look at the score screen. Fear Academy has basically 2 infantry squads, and then they have one is ref, one is 3, 2. I have 6 or 7 1-man or 3-man squads.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
Just took down a Striker.
Copy. Do you think they have the other 2 up?
Yeah, and PROG much more strong focus here. They have 3, 4 teams of 5 or more guys.
Okay, yeah.
And then the one Crayfish.
One guy with binoc, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting here to see when Itaro and Frog decide to come in from behind. Stormtrooper here now engaging. They have the vehicles in the south. Voyager going down from the optics. And here comes Itaru and Frog. They're now climbing that hill.
One guy.
They're trying to be the saving grace here for their team. That's going to be critical here. That 30 mil does so much damage to these vehicles. They're really going to have to respond and hope they get in a good position to take one of these vehicles out. A stormtrooper is on fire.
And the problem that the Academy is having right now is full and PROG, just PROG. They have so much space around Modzai that advancing on foot will not quite cut it, I think.
Stormtrooper goes down. Itaru and Frog take him out. So he goes down. Tennessee and Yerzima now and moving in that direction as they heard the shots, so they're nearby on foot. Let's take a look. Tennessee is not a lat kit. He is a medic. So Itaru and Frog going to bug out now. They're moving south. They'll go back to the river.
Okay, ready with
and Yerzima is a squad leader, so they have some eyes in the south, but they don't have... PROG doesn't have any lat kits.
3, and then wait. Just wait a long time. 3 again.
The one striker is back at main. The MRAP is north of Toxarai. 30 mil going straight back to repair there.
Fear Academy on a wide, beautiful flank here. They're moving now across the river. But Daisy's going down from the hill. And here comes some mortars right on top of Modzai.
So there's nobody of the Russian team on Modzai, off PROG.
Yeah, that's the problem right now, is they need to bring them back. They need to get these guys onto the cap point to at least bring PROG back to the cap, and then start mortaring it.
At this point, it's going to be, as I said, like with infantry, it's going to be really tough to get close to Modzai because basically, well, right now it seems like Fear Academy has an opening on the northern side, but there will be a respawn for PROG. There will be a reaction to it. Got spotted, that's for sure.
Keep motoring in now slowly.
But they might be able to get in there.
Yeah, they've got a lot of guys. This is almost about 10-12 guys moving in from Fear Academy on the east.
And there's not a lot of PROG between the cap zone and Fear Academy. So there might be a respawn coming in. MRAP shooting. MRAP took down the MTLB at Toxarai.
Yeah, Thempo, I mean, tickets. I was just gonna say Thempo near the river here. The only one for PROG in the area is Kropeshidhad. Well, now Thempo pops up. He's gonna try to take a couple shots, and down he goes. So PROG doesn't really have a lot of guys in the area, like you said, but he's causing a little bit of chaos down there for Fear Academy. They're trying to a complete flank here, and they're not able to. They need to start moving though, because eventually here PROG is gonna catch on, and if they get some bodies here in Toxarai, they're not gonna have that many guys on defense here.
Yep. And there you go. The PROG starts to respawn inside Modzai. And Fear Academy gotta realize they have to get in there. I mean, tickets are 363 against 236. They gotta start moving in there. Mortars going down on Modzai. Not quite on top of the hub though.
Daisy, let's try to get directly into cap.
And ooh, the 30 mil.
At the moment.
The 30 mil is north of Suzara. And LAT's going down right on top of it. One hit, I think that was 2 hits. There is a striker close by, and this, I think, yep, there was 2 hits on the 30 mil. Losing that 30 mil is going to be so expensive. The striker from the north is slowly swooping in now. There's Aibo in that striker.
Yeah, as soon as they get to a road, it's going to be tricky here.
Yep, but there comes the striker starting to shoot at it. Getting out of its sight for the moment. They can't shoot that though, they're not going to see anything through that smoke. If they can manage to get out, that would be a huge win for Fear Academy. If Aibo is able to, it seems like they're getting out.
Yeah, they do get out, and the lat kits, Corpsman and Mercenary, don't have coverage to the south, so as long as they get to that river and get back to that repair, they'll survive, which is critical here, because it's now 137 ticket difference.
Yep. If Fear Academy wants to come back into this round, they gotta do it now. PROG here getting into a little bit of pressure from the northern side.
Yeah, and it looks like Fear Academy tried to get on the point but they're getting engaged fully as soon as they get close. They are getting gradually closer here. Mashed Potato saying 1:20 on the MRAP. So they're definitely using timers here. They had about a couple minutes ago, they had the call out for the striker.
Yeah, I think the MTB just killed the MRAP, and then he immediately reported how long it's going to take until it comes back. Another little pickup. But Fear Academy gotta be so careful to not lose any vehicles at this point. And that's a little bit the trick here. For Fear Academy, just take down vehicles without losing them, because losing anything for them right now is going to be not good. BTR going back to the repair station in the east.
Yes, please, thank you.
Yeah, Fear Academy almost getting all but wiped here from the northeast side.
I'm going with the transport truck, not the BT.
Oh, Hayes gets one shot from Fellini. And now they know that rally's in the area. The rally goes down. So the northern side completely wiped. The only thing that Fear Academy has is this rally way off to the east. Mortars still coming in. Crossface's forces actually goes down. If the mortars are moved to the east side where Fear Academy was trying to get in from, that would actually greatly benefit them. But the problem is the mortars haven't moved. They're in the same location.
Yep, and they're off. I think they're not sure about it. They don't have visual confirmation on those mortars, I think. So yeah, they might have it from the north side.
They just need to get eyes on to call out the location of where there's a landing. I don't think they've been able to do that yet.
Just needs to be adjusted a little bit. And tickets now 337 against 193.
No ammo in
PROG seems like able to hold on. They cleared out that northern approach of the academy.
So checking any Tarun Frog still in repairs here. Tennessee, Yazima, and Abo are back in that area just to their north, looking for them.
Yeah, they're knowing that there's something in the bush there. They're definitely feeling it.
The thing.
But that striker might get a bad surprise.
We can't hear them.
Yeah, he's trying to get behind the repair station. They know that they're coming. So he's trying to move it behind the repair station to get a little bit of cover. I think Tennessee
here's the BTR. I think they're...
Tennessee, a medic, so he's just trying to get eyes on. He's kind of the scout for your Zima, who's also a squad lead. And Abo just sitting just north of that river, just glancing right down it. And now we can definitely hear that vehicle moving around.
So I mean, the point is, as soon as Abo knows where they are, he will just start shooting, and it will be tough to shoot back through all those bushes.
Yeah, I mean, the maps can...
Abo just needs to hit them once or twice until he knows where they are. I don't quite see him yet.
And now Tennessee's got eyes directly on him as Frog jumps out.
Both of them jump out. That is risky. That is... Oh, and Itaro goes in there again, and Frog now realizing what is going on, taking out Tennessee.
Bandage.
Yeah, Abo still not moving, so showing good calm method of using that vehicle. Doesn't want to just go around the corner for bore. Let's go back to the ground action here on Mod Zayas. There's a lot of dead bodies. Fear Academy now pushing it strongly from the west. Again, they're doing a great job at pushing. The problem, though, is they're not mixing it up at all. They're just throwing everything at one side, not getting in, throwing, then stopping, regrouping, moving in from another side. They need to be able to mix this in strongly with mortar. If they had mortars right now where they were hitting, this would be beautiful.
And it's just one squad trying to do the pressure. There's a little bit of a problem here with the setup they have. They basically only have two squads, and one squad of them gotta sit I think there's a squad sitting with full power on Toxarai, but Toxarai is not getting any pressure at all. So they might consider actually taking a couple of people off of Toxarai and just help pushing on Modzai. Because that's a lot, if you look at the menu, it's a lot of manpower Field Academy has sitting back. And PROG can adjust to all the directions Field Academy is trying for, and they're doing a great job in
I think we need a BTR to rush in.
Yeah, Fear Academy just getting completely wiped here from the west side. So they had a strong push. They caught him off guard. They weren't moving fast enough, though. And PROG just able to clear him all the way out. Sporky now, the other one really nearby, takes down full Russian machine. And Hayes saying in team chat that the only shot they have is to just go all in. They just need a full aggressive attack here. So we might see something just kind of balls to the wall.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they gotta do.
I mean, at this rate, they know they're not out-strategizing them by trying to do these one-squad flanks. They need to do something number-wise to catch them off guard. So this could be the chance they need. The problem, though, is that they take too long to do something like this.
Alright, Extreme, get your guys.
Frog and Itaro over here in the 30 minute took down their own FOB. They got spotted out there and trying to get out of there. And they will. They're just going away. Getting pushed back there.
So completely white from Modzai. Looks like Itaro and Frog still surviving down there. We'll take a gander down there as long as we have a lull in the troop battle going on. Looks like they did take some fire, though. They're in yellow health.
On Toxarai, the move is getting prepared here. There's a BTR, which is getting filled up with people right now. That whole squad is respawning on Toxarai. And they're going straight into...
Ganesh, what does it look like?
Straight into that cap zone. I think they just want to breach down the road. And if we look right now, if you look at the players of PROG, which are sitting there left and right of the road, I think there's only one LAT. I think there's only one LAT covering. I think there's only Kiristination covering the road. So if they just go for straight in all in, they actually might be able to breach all the way through to Modzai. And there's Kiristination realizing what's going on, and he's not even getting a rocket off. That BTR, that sometimes is the right choice to do. Just take the BTR if the enemy has a loose formation.
Yeah, this is something I've seen FFO do quite a bit. They'll load up everyone, 10 to 12 guys, and just dump them all off on the flag and just instantly start capping. The problem, though, is they're dropping one guy off, they drop another guy off, they drop another guy off, and they're just instantly dying because they're not moving. They're stopping, they're instantly ducking, and they're starting to attack.
The problem was the idea was good. It was unfortunately poorly executed. I think the BTR stopped there on a tree, and they started jumping out there one by one. That was unfortunately poorly executed here by Fear Academy.
Yeah, Mashed Potatoes took one shot. He's going to be able to get out of there, but just, yeah, like, you need more guys. You need that thing fully loaded.
Yeah.
And you need to get out all at the same time, not one guy here, one guy there. You need to be able to catch them off guard.
And that would definitely, that would have worked wonderful at this moment. But was unfortunately really poorly executed. Can't say anything else about that. Because if the enemy has a loose formation like this and they're like scouting in all the directions, and you won't be able to approach it on foot, because they will scout you out and they will just reinforce from that FOB and pick you off one by one. And if there's a loose formation, I think just poking through with a BTR or striker or whatever is the better option.
Yeah, and Fear Academy using all their squad lead comms right now to say that as of right now they're losing and they need to just go all in. So I think they're going to see everyone on their team at some point here just go all in and just hope for something to happen here, because this is a best of 3 tournament. You have nothing to lose here, is I guess what I'm trying to say. You might as well at this point, knowing that you're down, go all in and try to hope for something crazy to happen. If they lose this match, they still have 2 more matches to try to turn it around. But you try to salvage this. The points aren't as important here. We're not doing team play or anything like that, round robin.
And here.
So it's a win or lose is all you got. So there you can see a strong push now coming in from the northeast for Fear Academy. I wouldn't be surprised to see another attempt to try to dump a bunch of guys off, as it looks like they're grouping up in Tog Sarai.
Oh, 30 mil gets hunted down here in the southeast.
They did dig up the fob, though, before they left, though. So that was one thing Guitar and Frog did do good, but they're getting
hunted down. They have been found, and the LATs are really, really close there.
Coming in close, East.
Sneaking up. It seems like Itaro is checking the direction. Not exactly sure if he knows what is about to hit him. But losing that 30 mil will push them under 100 tickets.
We bombard, yeah? Firing now. Copy. Is that Striker that did the run, is that able to do another run?
And that might be a clean. I think he's not sure if he's low on HP, probably not.
Okay.
But here comes the.
I think he was at about half life.
There's one rocket,
now
second
he is,
rocket.
so
Now he's on half life.
Now he's at half life. Now he's gonna run.
But he's running into a wide open area, and they hit another rocket. Oop, one misses.
It's that speed, that downward speed trajectory. Oh, and he hits a tree if they would have waited.
And there you go, that BTR is going to live for now.
So he'll save some of those tickets and at least keep them over 100 tickets for the current moment in time. Fear Academy, going back to Mod's Eye, that again, they try to push in from the northeast, completely snuffed out from PROG.
Yeah. On foot once again. It's the same story, I think. Like, you cannot approach that on foot. I think it's really, really tough to approach that with not the whole team on foot.
It's the only way to get there fast.
And you can see 131 kills for PROG, 60 kills for Fear Academy here. So the optics, you can definitely tell these teams. There's a reason that full PROG was in Premier League in the initial season. You're starting to see that now. Just the overall aim coordination here with the guns. Once you get optics on there, it's just night and day difference.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen that a lot. If a team is not playing US and they're keeping up with kills, they will most likely outshoot as US the other team. I've seen that in a couple of occasions already.
So Fear Academy cleared out from the northeast. And here we go again, the third attempt here. Fear Academy's gonna have to try to get something figured out here. Now the mortar's coming in. No one nearby though for those mortars. Taking a look back at Russian main. They do have, looks like one BTR, or no, it's an MTLB and a Logi on standby.
Right, well, Dozzy, whatever.
It seems like a lot less focus on vehicles here in the first round compared to the second round.
Yep.
Okay, Extreme, get everyone in either the Logi truck or the BTR.
At this point, once again, okay, Mashed Potato, once again, they're using that BTR in Toxarai. People getting in there, stuffing that BTR full of people, and there's taking a Logi with an empty Logi, maybe to go in front. Not sure, but here comes the rollout. Probably nope, that Logi stays here, it seems. I just thought the Logi would go as like a decoy or something, but... here comes the BTR, it's so stuffed that somebody's sitting on top of it. That's a good feeling, probably. Driving into Motsai, knowing it's full with enemies and you sit on top of it, of a BTR.
I got $10 on he's the first guy to jump off.
And once again, they're trying to push in, executing another time, but now they're on under 100 tickets. There might be less Accuracy Nation with that LAT kid. On the right side, Akapsi and Toby.
Surprisingly, there's no... Oh, as a rocket comes in.
There comes one rocket.
And they cleared out both of those guys with the rockets, so now the vehicle from the far east engaging. And here they come swerving in.
And there's a BTR striker shooting on them. Now comes a better drop-off, and they might lose the BTR in the process, though.
But even then, they hit a tree and they get off in the same spot they died last time, right behind this wall. They don't have control of the hill to the north. So now PROG has all the sight lines on him.
Yeah, and Mr. Fellini there in full Russian machine. BTR got taken down there.
Now 72 tickets, the 302. And now they're just getting cleared out systematically here. The vehicle from the east.
Yep, Stormtrooper there in the striker doing a lot of damage and everybody's dead once again. So they basically did the same mistake twice.
Alright. That was good, I guess.
I'd say interesting.
Push that in there.
And Stormtrooper with picking up the easy kills, having that striker in that position. Can cover that approach. Could be a little bit different if the 30mm BTR is in position to help out, but with like on the hill south and keep the strikers at bay. But right now the 30mm is somewhere far away. Over the rainbow.
Yeah, kind of out of the ball game, way to the south. I think he's just trying to get back to Maine, but can't even do that. As here comes, I think that was that Logi truck rolling in with a couple more guys. This is like Death Alley for vehicles here. There's about 6 dead vehicles.
One Lux Knuckle there. Actually able to deploy himself onto Modzai out of the Logi.
Somehow, yeah, Von Lax moving right in behind.
Somehow he's able to make it, taking down one. But taking on perfect.
Oh, he's pissed! Oh, and he looked the wrong way. Dima takes him down.
And after that push now, the Academy under 50 tickets.
Yeah, 297 to 48 here. Definitely, here we are, almost 50 minutes into this one. And this one's got a lot different feel to it than the first round, where it was just a very close back and forth match where we saw Fear Academy come away with the ticket advantage of 14.
Daisy, I recommend pushing a bit to the north with your squad. You're going to be in the kill zone for a striker.
I'm already in the kill zone. God damn.
Striker's in really nice position here by PROG, and I think at this point, now there's no BTRs to use anymore. No more BTR to use for Fear Academy, and they got a walk from Cox Survivor trying it again, now straight up from the west.
Yeah, Itaru's still on the hills, trying to get back to Russian Main. MTLB, the only vehicle with that Logi, back into Russian Main. Now FA just moving in on foot over the hills. See, this is the type of thing that if they would mix it with the vehicle attack, like they probably would have been better off with the if you have mortars, you bring in the vehicles, you take control of the northern hills, you have a lot of the sightline coverage. The problem though is they don't have any vehicles to the south. Their 30 mil has been pretty much running and hiding for most of the match because it's been engaging on that far south side. It's almost been stuck too much focusing on that small river. So they don't have control to the east where Stormtrooper is in the striker. So he's got sight lines completely covering Modzai.
Yep. Another striker is in the south. I mean, and this setup right now for PROG, just on foot, without any vehicles or mortars, it's going to be impenetrable. You have 2 strikers sitting behind the infantry. Infantry is sitting on Modzai and all the way on the southern hill. A lot of people with binocs everywhere. And one FOB in Modzai. You can't... Not going to happen. You can't push through that. I don't think so. That's basically, I think at this point in this round, full in PROG it's kind of checkmate here.
Yeah, I mean, just from the time that Fear Academy has ran out of Tog Sarai to try to get halfway to Modzai, they've lost 13 tickets. So as they're just slowly getting picked apart from that vehicle in the south, match potato, tempo going down. 27 tickets left now.
Daisy, you have infantry pretty much straight in front of you, man.
Cool, 30 minutes engaging.
Yes, a snare way to the north.
A little bit on your left hand side. The resting over
That's the thing, it's the first time I've even called his name in that vehicle.
Yeah. He is trying to pin down the strikers.
The problem is he's getting just drilled and he's stuck on a tree now.
So that's exactly it. Like, there was a little bit of desynchronization between the Fear Academy infantry and vehicles. And PROG just used that. I just used it. The idea of a 30mm BTR in the southeast was kind of nice, but I think in the end it backfired there for the Academy because it was when the southeast didn't do too much damage.
Yep.
And was not able to now if they would have been now to take down the strikers all the BTR would be behind the attacking infantry and be able to attack the strikers. It would help out, but now it's sitting in main repairing.
I mean, I think what would have been more interesting would be to maybe take the BTR down to the southeast, something that's kind of more on a level playing field with the U.S. and keep your 30s, which we saw PROG do the first round. They kept their 30s in the Southern Hills and just rained havoc anytime any other vehicle popped up. So, I mean, it would have been more interesting. And like I said, it was when we just looked at Snare. That was the first time we've talked about Snare inside of that 30 mil. They really just needed to keep those in play and use those as much as they can. And it feels like they were using those to do too many flanks. They were almost thinking too much with those vehicles, and you just need to keep them in a good spot and just let them go. Just let them go to town.
Yep, exactly. And now, and once again, Fear Academy trying to move onto Modzai on foot, but with a formation, with that loose formation, PROG has. They can't. They're not even arriving close to Modzai, and half of them are dead already. I mean, it's always easy said, flying around and seeing everything, but...
Yeah, I completely agree 100%.
it's always, out of our position, it's always so easy to say and see.
Why are you shouting in all chat? Tickets count. Explain, please.
Sorry.
I mean, right now the 30 minutes are trying to keep the strikers busy. At least the MTLB is not even MTLB, and if you have that a little bit earlier, have that for MTLB shooting on the strikers, have the other 30 minutes active to start shooting on strikers, and then you take a BTR and make it full with people and push in there, then things might turn out a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's. I was just gonna say, I think that's a mark of like a really good team, though. Is like anyone can plan for the first 10 minutes of if everything goes right, but it's being able to come back and figure out if it doesn't work, how to counter it, what to do, how to have a fallback plan, making sure you have a fob set and ready to go, and that's what's the difference between some of these great teams we see and some of the ones that are still trying to get there.
Yep, definitely. Like in this, especially in this case right now, I mean it's a clear situation. There is like PROG has a clear setup and they're holding that setup and it's holding out for them, and Fear Academy's approaches are not working. Like at this point, as Fear Academy being able, like just to make a plan in the moment, like first of all realizing what is going on, what are we fighting against, why are we getting hammered right now, figuring that out, and then reacting in the right way to it. That is where it's like getting really high level squad, and there we go.
And that'll do it. So
GG. Thanks for the games, boys. Cheers for streaming, hey Nick and stuff. Good game. Good
yeah,
night.
thanks for
PROG taking around with first match.
Yeah, so first match going to PROG in full.
To cry in a corner.
So about what is that, an 83 or just PROG, just PROG.
Just PROG, yeah.
Gotta keep, yeah, we'll have to get used to that. But 273 ticket win overall, but the tickets aren't going to matter here. It just comes down to the win or loss. So PROG going to win the match number 1, I believe. The second match they're looking for, doing that one I think the same time next weekend. So that one we'll have to keep an eye on. We're not sure what map and everything that's going to be on yet. I believe they'll still do a map elimination on that to figure out where they play. Hopefully, dear God, it's not that map again. As much as I love that map, I hate calling it 6 times in a row. I'd love to see like a curveball and do like Samari or something like that, but
I just actually see, I don't know if you got the memo too, I just see in Discord that Foreign PROG got a 25 ticket penalty.
Oh, the 5% for the digging.
Yes. Yep. So whoever said it, I'm not sure in the chat, in that first, the Deagles was inside, but FOB digging the hub from inside. They get I got that memo like 1 hour ago. I just didn't saw it, but they got the 5% penalty, so they're losing 25 tickets, but it's still enough for them to win in that case.
Yep. So I'll take them down to 248, but still the ticket penalty from digging inside the fab. I mean, at least it was done right. When asked to suicide, he suicided. So I mean, it definitely wasn't done maliciously, but again, it's things like that, spur of the moment, guys get caught up. So the 25 ticket, 5% penalty goes against him. 248 again, though. PROG still going to come away with the victory in match number 1. Match number 2, I think, tentatively set for next weekend. So keep an eye on our Discord for that. It's going to be discord.me/ISKT. We'll get you in there. We'll make sure our webpage, International Squad, gets updated with that as well. But I thank you guys, everyone, wherever you are, for joining me. I'm Haynick31, Running Duck. Beautiful to have you co-cast with me. I'll have to co-cast with you next time.
Yeah, maybe, eventually. I don't know. It was a pleasure. It was fun, co-casting. I never did that before.
It's kind of nice. It's more relaxing, like you said. It's just kind of like you let someone else take the reins and you just get to talk, and it's kind of a nice mix-up, but...
Yeah, I can actually start, like, talk more about, you know, like, tactical stuff and setups and... like,
Instead of having to focus
really
on flying around and everything else.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It's really interesting. Okay.
But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us again. PROG coming away, the Russians coming away with a victory, match number 1. It's a best-of-3 tournament. PROG, if they win, stays in Premier. Fear Academy, if they come back and win the next 2, they move up to Premier from Open Division. So make sure you join us. Thank you again, ISKT. Make sure you do !stack up. OWI has a great chance for veterans, military, vets of all kinds to have a chance to sign up, do some activities with OWI, get to meet them, obviously get a bunch of swag, t-shirts, and other things I'm sure they have planned in store for them. So make sure if you know anyone that's a veteran and is interested in video games, it's particularly Squad, make sure they checked out that Air Assault program. A beautiful thing, great company. We'll probably outro on that video just so everyone can have another look at it. But again, thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a good evening, have a good morning, have a good afternoon. For Duck, go get some dinner.
Yeah, it's time. It's time for dinner. That was a long match now.
Definitely a long match. Well, everyone, have a great one.
My name's Steve Machuga. I'm the founder of StackUp.org. We have a program called our Air Assault program where we fly disabled or deserving veterans to events like PAX, E3, things like that. The idea is a lot of these guys would never be able to come to one of these, and we want to be able to bring them in as a way of saying, you know, not just thank you, but showing them that when you come here and you see 70, 80,000 people and cosplayers and everything like that, oh, look at all these people. I'm not alone out there.
I served for 3.5 years before being honorably medically discharged.
Almost 13 years time in service.
Spent 7 years serving my country.
As a corpsman in the Navy, as a HM3.
Gaming has brought me back from a really dark place. Gaming took me away from my problems and allowed me to express myself in a more functional manner.
In those hours where once everything's done, those chill hours, they're chill to other people, but they're not always chill to me. That's the times where you get into those dark places and all that, you get stuck in there. It's a good way for me to center on something, focus on something. It made those formerly troubled hours of the day, the hours that I actually look forward to and where I was doing just fun things.
When I picked up gaming, it was a way to immerse myself into something and feel comfortable. Gaming just settled everything down. It put everything in front of me versus around me.
It's been just a great stress reliever, being able to escape from kind of reality, also kind of connect with people and like kind of break the ice.
Branch of service was Army, a retired staff sergeant. I was in for 12 years. So gaming really brings me to a place that I like. I think it gives us a starting point. We're in the same place when we're playing the same game. That helps you grow and connect.
There's a lot of veterans out there that, you know, try to connect through gaming, but then that also leads into the places that we've been to and the things that we've gone through and talk about that in a more positive light and a more healing light.
Gaming, in order to proceed, you have to be paying attention. So it forces you to maintain focus on something other than everything else that you're worried about.
I was Army, EOD.
U.S. Army Staff Sergeant. Started off as a NBC guy.
And they were all playing Mario Kart on GameCube. Finally, I was like, somebody put a controller on the floor. I have to try this. And then after that, there was no stopping me. Like every time I had a bad day in therapy or the pain was too much, you know, headsets on, got the laptop out. It became how I coped. And video games very much took me out of a dark place and made me happy again.
You guys are incredible. I mean, I never would have had this opportunity. You guys have been amazing. When I needed help, I had somebody to talk to, have people to hang out with online, you know.
I genuinely had a good time.
Thank you for bringing us.
Yeah, for real. Like, thank you.
You got people who have to get talked off the ledge sometimes, and they can't really express that. Sometimes they never even say thank you, but I get a chance to, so thank you.